Welcome, guys, to YinYangTK, and today is the last of the solo leveling manga reads part 11. So, this is the last of the solo leveling manga reads, and then we'll be ready to tackle the solo leveling anime that's actually going to come in January. And we already have an official date January 6th. Solo leveling anime will begin, and you better believe that I'll be doing a live reaction of that thing. But before that, I actually want to talk a little bit about my partner that I partnered up with. It's called Into the Aim, right? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, what Into the Aim is. It's basically a clothing line in which it's very comfortable. I actually have something worn right now. It's actually like an astronaut playing an arcade game, because that's kind of my vibe, right? A little bit, right? Playing in space, playing some pretty cool stuff. But they also have other types of clothes. They have like pretty cool stuff. Like, for example, I have a Japanese one right here, kind of has like that rising sun kind of thing, right? And then I also have a neon one, kind of like the neon Tokyo life right there. Like, if you see that right there, pretty cool right here. So there's actually a promotion going on in Into the Aim. It's basically, if you get a basic pack, 3 for 52.99, and if you use my code, right, if you use my code Yin Yang, you actually will have an extra 10% off. And not only that, if you are kind of like me, that you like the graphic tees, if you get 3 for 61.99 or 61.95, right? You can actually get another 10% off. And there's actually going to be a link in the description as well, so that you can actually get those things as well. So again, make sure that that you get those links as soon as possible. This is a pretty cool, you know, I guess pretty cool like graphic stuff that you can actually get. Like, there's so many things, for example, and just I'll give you like some examples of what I'm talking about right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what is their line and aim, right? So it's like pretty cool, graphic tees. I'll show you right here. So these are some of the graphic tees that you can kind of see. You have like an owl, you have space, you have like the old classic oil paintings from Japan, right? I'm gonna get actually put them in a bigger so you can actually see it. You can see how awesome these shirts are, right? And a little bit about their team. It's like it's a team of artists and creators who share a common vision, and they see clothing as a canvas to express what drives you, the viewers, right? And since 2012, they've developed premium apparel that elevates self-expression and provides unparalleled comfort. And wherever you take your passions with you, right? And I can tell you right now, just the tees itself that I am wearing right now, it is freaking comfortable, right? Nothing can compare it. And you can kind of see all of these other graphic tees, right? They have something for everybody, everything. Like, it doesn't have to be spaceship, it doesn't have to be, Japanese. You have like other pretty cool apparel, like neon colors and all that stuff. And even some of them actually glow in the dark too. So if you're into that kind of vibe, you know, again, the link is going to be on the description. And again, use my code Yin Yang, to get an extra 10% off your purchase, right? So thank you so much for that, AIM, for all of that, for partnering up. So now we're going to be looking at right now a little bit of a review of what happened in the last reading. Not too much, because I'm actually going to put a link of where you can read it, because it's a lot of reading and we have a lot to, tackle today, especially since it's the last of the solo leveling manga reads, right? So I'm going to show you exactly, what we read last time with solo leveling. So just bear with me right here while I get you, what we've gone so far with the window, right? It's pretty cool just seeing everything on the window right now. So this is basically just a little bit of what happened, all out brawl between, the American, and then also you saw, Andre, the guy that was called the Goliath in North America. He was one of like the big bad boys of, of the hunters in the United States, but he got royally beating the living crap out of, right? And it was not a small feat. No, right? Because even his whole guild was getting beat up, even with him all powered up. Sun Jinwoo was just beating the living crap out of him. He gave up right then and there. So in that moment, Sun Jinwoo goes to the conference, and then already this guy, the Chinese special hunter, the 7-star hunter, right? Which, because China has their own different type of, measuring stick of how they rank hunters, already had an interest in him, and they already spilled the beans that Sun Jinwoo's dad is somehow involved with all the incidents that are happening around the world, right? We saw that Andre got beaten up, Dung Soo basically got killed, revenge averted, and then he actually became a summoned right there, called Greed, which is just kind of hilarious all in the moment. But what's also interesting, just to say the least, right? So we're talking about Sun Jinwoo's dad, that he is like the prime suspect of all of these attacks that are happening in around the world, right? And Sun Jinwoo denies all those things, and rightfully so, right? There's just something fishy going on. So now Sun Jinwoo was asked by Selner, the upgrader lady, to protect all of those other hunters, even though they're national ranked hunters, right? So Andre was one of them, and then Andre actually was kind of respected Sun Jinwoo more because he didn't kill him or didn't kill any of his guild members. But there was tragedy, guys. Tragedy. Gong Hee, I should say, the chairman, got killed by that stupid frozen guy, which was the Frost Monarch, right? So already people are dying left and right, and very powerful hunters, to say the least. And that broke, the director, he was just heartbroken. And then Sun Jinwoo says, "Don't thank me yet. Wait until I kill those bastards." And then there was a meeting between the other monarchs, saying like, "Oh, I want to kill, the Shadow Monarch." So 3 of the monarchs basically made an alliance, which was the Monarch of Plague, the Beast Monarch, and the Frost Monarch. And what's really cool is that Andre gave Sun Jinwoo a present, these nice, beautifully crafted daggers that came from Kamish, which was the dragon that was one of the biggest catastrophes that happened in North America, right? And then there was like a cute little date between him and Miss Ma, right? So it was pretty cute, but it all went downhill when we saw that the Beast guy right here came to South Korea, because there was a huge open gate, and started rampaging. And now Sun Jinwoo, even though he defeated one of the monarchs, the Plague Monarch, he still has to deal with this guy and has to deal with the other Beast guy. And now he is in a very terrible set. Look, he got stabbed by the freaking claws of the Beast Monarch, right? And he doesn't have that much help because all of his shadow minions are, out of commission at that moment. So that's where we are. And again, like, you're gonna have all of that in the link above and the link on the description, all of more in depth of the reading that happened last time, right? If you want to get into that. So now we're going to go into the reading, right? Because now the reading is the most important thing. The reading is going to be the final reading of it. It's going to be, I don't know what emotions I'm going to have, because I haven't finished the solo leveling manga reads. This is going to be the first time that I'm going to look at it, and I'm getting nervous. I'm already like, it's just sweating buckets, just thinking about all of those things, right? So we're going to go started where we left off. We're going to go chapter 161, where he basically got stabbed. Things are not looking so good for Sun Jinwoo, right? Things are not looking good whatsoever. And now we don't know what's going to happen to Sun Jinwoo. Like, is this the end? Is this the end of our, our Shadow Monarch? Is there anything left in the tank for him to conquer or to actually make a comeback? I don't know. We're going to find out right now. So, chapter 61, we're going to see that solo leveling. So he actually, the daggers, no! The daggers fell! The daggers fell, guys! The daggers fell. It's like my level increased so much. My level increased. So this much is nothing. And he's getting stabbed. I'm still seeing it. Oh boy. It's like, I will return your weapon to you. Oh, he stabbed him. The one that was frozen. All right, now you can heal like you did earlier. Probably not. That's the Frost Monarch. So the Frost Monarch is already stabbing Sun Jinwoo. No matter how strong you are not complete monarch. Is this as far as you go, human? If that's the case, you will not be able to witness it the moment your army set foot into this world. His army? When that happens, there will be a mountain of human corpses, and their blood will be from endless rivers. But this country which you grew up in will be different. I shall personally freeze every single human in this country myself and make them suffer through the eternal agony. And you're just seeing, the new chairman, right? He's just he's sweating, and then you see like the mom and the sister, they're crying. I feel like they know that what's happening to their son and brother is like they will have to live through an eternity not being able to die nor live. And then you see Miss Ma also in shock. They're seeing the broadcast, probably what's happening. So show me your endless contempt for me within your death. That will also be part of my joy. And then you just see Sun Jin-woo, he's just losing it right now. Still just a little more. So Sun Jin-woo, he's getting frozen. The player HP has reached 0. The player has died, and now it's fuzzing all over the place. It's crazy to think that. So the player's in possession of the black card. You have met all the requirements for the passive skill unknown. Tab skill, so passive skill. So we have the unknown, it's max. Tenacity is level 1. Advanced dagger arts max. Active quicksilver max. Bloodlust level 2. Stealth max, right? So it's passive skill unknown has been activated. So skill tab, right? So this is the unknown thing, and we don't know what this is. We just know that there is something about this skill that is about to be unleashed, and it says unknown, right? So the unknown skill right now is being highlighted, right? It's being highlighted. So it says skill tab unknown. So we're gonna find out, and it's glowing right now. It's glowing, and what is going on? We just see we see a bright light. I don't know if it's because he's dying in that moment. Now we see Sun Jin-woo kind of like getting up of the bed, and he's just like breathing so hardly right now. He's like, I guess you're nothing without the speed that you're so proud of. So he's remembering like the fight that he had with the Beast Monarch and the Frost Monarch right there, right? So we'll see, what is happening at that moment right now. So in that, I was like, was it a dream? Was this all a dream? And he's looking around everywhere, right? He's looking around, right? He's just looking around, and he doesn't know what's going on. So in that moment right now, he doesn't know what's going on. He's like going like, wow, was this all a dream? Like, what did I imagine it or something? Like something is odd right now. Something is odd, and we don't know what is going on. And it's this skill that is activated because of the black heart that says, oh, you have met the requirements for this skill. So it almost looks like he's waking up at the exact same hospital where he died in the double dungeon, I think, in that moment, right? So we don't know like what's going on right here. So as we're continuing to read this, right? So we're just seeing like he's remembering, and now he's looking at like, is this a hospital? I'm certain that the ice dagger pierced through my heart, yeah, and yet I am still alive. Have you come to your senses? Oh, that's the guy right there. It's like Chairman Wu. It's like Chairman, what happened to those monarchs? No, those monsters. It's like, and how am I still alive? And he's like, what's going on? He's like confused. Like, there are 3 things I should tell you. Firstly, I'm not the chairman, but the chief inspector of the surveillance team. Secondly, I would like to ask you about those moving statues. And thirdly, how did you know who I am? How did you know who I am? It's like, huh? It's like, what's going on? It's like, wait a second. What do you mean by moving statues? It's like, when we arrived on the site of the White Tiger Guild after receiving the report, it was already. It's like, no, that's not what I'm asking. And he's like, kind of thinking, it's like, don't tell me. Impossible. I swore I knew this hospital looked familiar to me. That's because I spent 2 weeks here in the past. So now, Inspector Wu at that moment, he's saying, but Hunter Sung Jinwoo, you look a bit different from the photo. The VIP patient room that was provided by the Hunters Association, this was the patient room, and I woke up in. After I barely survived from the double dungeon. Are you alright? I think I need some time to rearrange my thoughts. How is this happening? And right now is looking status. Sun Jinwoo, level 146, class Shadow Monarch, title Demon Hunter plus 2 others, HP 93,300, MP 155,720, Strength 324, Agility 340, Perception 321, Stamina 320, Intelligence 340, AP 0, Physical damage reduction 65%, and magical damage reduction 44%. And then the passive skill is unknown right now. So we don't know what's going on. And we see that the unknown skill is level max. Tenacity is level 1. Advanced Dagger Arts is level max. Active Skill is the next window. It's Quicksilver level max. Bloodlust level 2. Mutilation level max. Dagger Rush level max. Stealth level max. Ruler's Authority level max. And class-specific skill, Shadow Extraction level 2. Shadow Preservation level 2. Shadow Domain level 2. Shadow Exchange level 2. So all of them look normal right now. It's like my face and my stats are all the same as before. I came back while retaining them. Everything that was in my storage is still here as well, even Kamish's Wrath. So now he's getting, it's like, brother, what are you doing right up after? Why are you doing up while waking up? Don't tell me you hurt your head too. And it's like, that's the sister right there coming from school. Huh? Did I get the wrong room? Who are you? It's like, oh, because I guess Sun Jinwoo looks a little bit different. Oh, I guess she can't recognize me because I gradually changed into my current look back then. Can you really not recognize your older brother? Are you sure you're my older brother? She says. I feel like you've become different and you've grown quite a bit as well. It's like, that's probably just your feeling. I'm a little busy. I need to head to the Hunter Association. Why are you going there? It's like, tell them that I'm giving up being a hunter. Really? It's like, I know that you came over while at middle of class, so you should head back to school. What? And you too, Han Song-yi, don't even think about giving up studying to become a hunter. It's like, what? So that's the sister's friend, right? How did you know my name? Although I don't have my shadow soldiers, I just need to rebuild my army. But how could this be happening, right? And why did such a thing happen? I really came back to the past. It has been 2 years since Cha Yi-in. To think that a homeless looking guy would be an S-rank adventurer. The device we cannot measure your magic power. Sun Jinwoo, I know, but before we do it again, I would like to meet the chairman. Would that be all right? The chairman, I will guide you to his room. Is like, I already know where it is. So he actually went to go do the test right now. How does an outsider like him know where the chairman room is? So he goes there. It's like, what kind of scenario should I make up today? Oh, it's the guy that likes to kill hunters, the one that he killed, the second guy that Sun Jinwoo killed. It's not my first time making up lies in the association, and if I get caught up by Chief Inspector Wu Jinchul, I'll be in big trouble. And then Sun Jinwoo says, you possess the stealth skill, and yet you haven't reported about the fact. He's like, how did you? It's like, even though you're a high-ranking hunter, you weren't on the list of names that are strictly managed by the association. Oh, he's like reaching out for that. Someone will ask you to avenge their daughter for them. And I'm not interested in what you do with criminals. But if you hurt innocent hunters during that incident, you will die by my hands. And he's actually pointing that. He actually took his dagger away from him right then and there. It's like, you only get one warning. Hey, just who are you? It's like, who is that ghost-like guy? Yeah, don't mess with him. It's like, it feels like pleasure to meet you. It's been forever since I last saw him. Chairman, oh, it's like alive. But only for that moment, though. Seeing how you came to look for me as soon as you got back your test results, I assume you are somewhat familiar with the procedures already. What's the matter? It's like, no, it's nothing. Notification, would you like to restart the world? Then I will get straight to the point. And like Sunjung was like, wait, before that, there is a deal I would like to tell you about. A deal? It's like, I just need to go to the Jeju Island and rebuild my shadow army. Please change the regulations so that even summoned creatures can be counted as raid members by the association. If you do that, then I will kill all the ants on Jeju Island myself. So he's already like putting already a lot of pressure on there. It's like notification. Would you like to restart the world? It's like, please don't say something so ridiculous. Are you not aware of just how many times we failed on our Jeju Island raid already? And he's like, this energy. He's like looking at that. It's like, it's something only I can accomplish. Please leave it up to me. I assure you that I can take care of the ants on Jeju Island. So there you can kind of see like a shadow coming up from Sun Jinwoo right there. A power that far exceeds the national level hunter. How is this? Just what on earth is this? It's like, so he's remembering everything. Would you like to restart the world? And he's now getting flashbacks of every adversary he had to take care of. It's like, and he's remembering the healer girl. It's like, I think I'm going to retire. He's remembering when he went to the Red Gate. Then when he met against the orcs as well. When he made the promise, woke up the mom. Would you like to restart the world? And now he's remembering the battle against Beru in Jeju Island. And he's like, why don't you stop this? I know that this is all an illusion, so stop the charade and reveal yourself. How much longer are you planning to look down on me from above? Oh, so he knows something. Notification, would you like to restart the world? And they're all just popping out of nowhere. So he's looking at that moment right now. He's like, yeah, so it's like, stop playing around. Who are you? Is like the king of the dead, and it's the Shadow Monarch coming out of nowhere. Pretty awesome. So he deducted. He's like the detective right now and there. He's like, yeah, this is not real life. This is not going to the way that you think it's gonna go. So now we're gonna go to chapter 162. All right, so we go to 162, and now he's saying like, if you wanted to, you could have lived in this world for eternity. It would have been like never waking up from the most wonderful dream. This is what the Shadow Monarch is saying. It's like, are you telling me to be trapped within the illusion that you created? No, I did not create this world. You are responsible for its creation. I created this world? Sun Jinwoo says. Then this shadow figure says, it's a world created by combining your desire to correct your mistakes up until now, together with my power. So now he looks exactly like the American head of the the association HQ in the United States. In other words, this is my territory. This is the eternal rest. And now the shadow guy looks like the healer girl. Oh, now he looks, and it's like, this is my territory, and this is the eternal rest, death. And now he looks like the guy that left Sun Jinwoo in the double dungeon all bloodied. I have been watching you for longer than you have possibly imagined. Now it looks like the sister. You, who had always been closer to death than anyone else, yet so desperately resisted against it. I am the record of your struggles, the evidence of your resistance, and the reward of your suffering. So now it looks like the mom. I am death. I am eternal rest, as well as terror. I am you. And now he looks exactly like Sun Jinwoo. Is this the same guy? If you remember in the very beginning of the chapters when he was fighting, I guess, against Ingress, I believe, and he was kind of hearing a voice in his head that looked exactly like him. Like when he was weak, this must have been the guy at that moment. It's like, and within your territory, you are able to do anything you want. Wow. So like you grew up like a tree right there. You are able to turn my servants into yours and absorb my power from them. Looks beautiful. Although it's only possible within your own territory, the power to create, destroy, and change the world is an impotent power. Are you saying that you and I possess the same power? Oh, now he looks like Miss Ma. I've been waiting for the day we finally meet for a very long time now. I am the Shadow Monarch. So yeah, the king of the dead who rules over the power of death, and the administrator of the deepest part of the darkness. So now Sun Jin was like, why was I chosen? And he's like, I shall show you your beginning and end, and also your beginning. Oh, so what's happening right now? He's dead for sure. So now he's back to the real world, and we see the Beast Monarch. It's like, hey, Hunter Sung's presence disappeared just now. What just happened? That's impossible. So now there isn't anyone to stop those magical beasts. Damn it, I should have had listened to that person earlier. Maybe we could have stopped them if we bombarded them right now. No, we mustn't stop. Now that even the national level hunters have failed to subdue them, there is no going back. Everyone prepare to fire. We will fire at once with my signal. Our target is that magical beast who looks like a White Walker. Oh, so now it's like, oh, turning around. It's like, how is this possible? So now Sun Jinwoo is like, yep, he's not dead yet. Don't tell me. No, we cannot let this happen. We must stop the true king from descending after the fake king has died. Yeah, they're trying to attack him. Yep. Nope. Oh, I guess someone punched him. Another one. Oh, I think I knew who that is. Yep. It's like, I think that's the dad. That's the dad. From here on, none shall touch this child. Yep. Guess who's there? Daddy. Sun Jinwoo's dad to protect his son right there. Wow. It's like, that's freaking awesome. In another world, light and darkness existed in an age where everything else has yet to exist. The absolute beginning split the light and created the emissaries of God. Okay, so it looks like very holy, right? So you see, and split darkness to create the 8 sovereigns. Okay. The sovereigns who were born to destroy the world, and the emissaries who were born to maintain the world continuously kill each other's soldiers. Fatigued by the constant and unending war, the brightest fragment of the brilliant light asks the absolute being, okay, O our absolute ruler, why do thee not aid thy most faithful subjects fighting in thy favor? Okay. Why do thee ignore the screams of the countless soldiers dying for thy honor? Please lend us the strength to extinguish our opponents. We shall cut their heads and offer them as a tribute to thy glory. But the absolute being did not reply back to the fragment. And that moment, the fragment of brilliant light realized that the absolute being, the battle between themselves and the sovereigns, is nothing more than a form of entertainment. And that the ruler does not wish for the war to end. That's crazy. Worship God. Everyone worship the absolute being. Praise God. Everyone let our outcries of war for the absolute being. Prove your piety or your faith. Everyone pledged their allegiance with their blood and lives to the absolute being. They have been abiding by the law until now. Those who disobey the law will not be able to return alive. But there were overwhelmingly more of those who fell victim to death than those who overcame it. Even if they abided by the law, only death awaits them. So this guy just saw the suffering right there. It says, as long as the absolute being exists, the war will never end. And to end this meaningless war, they unleashed their blades. This was the start of the rebellion. And as he's pointing down, that is me of the most distant past. I was the sole emissary of God who stood up against the rebellion of the other emissaries. So he was fighting right there. But my pitiful number of soldiers powerlessly fell before the united armies of the emissaries. And I thought it was the end. Wow, so he was already bloodied right there. Oh boy, it's like, but when I reopened my eyes within the darkness, and he's transforming, I realized that the absolute being had hidden a certain power inside me. And now he became, arise. He actually said it, just like Jinwoo, arise. Now he became the Shadow Monarch at that moment. And I led my new army to the battlefront. However, oh, when I returned, everything was already over. Oh, so this absolute being guy got killed right there. So that was the one. It's like he died. That's crazy. That's crazy. And we're just getting deeper to this as we go along. So now we go to chapter 163. Okay, so we go to 163 to see what is the next thing right there. So it looks like it's kind of like a temple, right? It looks exactly like the double dungeon that Sun Jinwoo went. And it looks like the absolute being looked exactly like that freaking statue. When I returned, everything was already over, right? The remaining fragments of brilliant light had killed the absolute being and called themselves the new gods, thus assuming the position of the rulers, and used various tools containing the power of absolute being to hunt down the sovereigns. Okay. As a result, the king of giants, Ligia, was captured by the rulers. Okay. And the power balance between the two sides collapsed. Then the sovereigns realized the severity of the situation, and I was used that moment to reach out to the sovereigns. They had no choice but to combine their forces with me in order to combat our common enemy, the rulers. From then on, I continued long-lasting battle, as neither of the fragment of brilliant light nor the emissary of God, but as the Shadow Monarch. Time was on my side, the corpses and the souls that remain on the battlefield. When I combined forces with the army of destruction led by the king of berserk dragons, the monarchs, as well as the rulers, came to fear me. The two of the monarchs who feared me aimed for my back after combining the forces. And due to that, my shadow army was nearly annihilated. Strength that was too powerful had brought me betrayal. While the king of the beasts and the beast monarch ran away after abandoning his soldiers, the king of the demons, the monarch of the white flames, Baran, had to pay the ultimate price. But then, so it's looking like something is breaking. Oh, like the angels kind of looking like that, the rulers. So the rulers came right there. Now he was fighting them by himself. Wait, the rulers are like bowing down to him? Please, it's time for you to forgive us. Oh, the greatest fragment of brilliant light. There is no reason for us to fight any longer. Even though they possessed enough power to send me back to nothingness if they wanted to, they chose to pursue peace. It was the least respect they could have shown me. Or the time I was their ally, fighting on the front lines while leading the army of brilliant light. No reason, you say? Have you not harmed my liege with your swords and spears? That's right, because those are the guys that killed the absolute being right there. He was our master as well. So now he's like, this is precisely why your crimes are even more heinous. And then one of the rulers says, you should understand better than anyone how we felt when we raised our banners of rebellion against our master. We simply wanted to end this war. And then he says, pierce my heart with your spears. This is the end that you desperately seek. You shall finally become the victors of this war. And he says, please find it in your heart to forgive us. Kill me now. Please quell your anger. Oh, greatest fragment of brilliant light. So now all the rulers are actually bowing to him at that moment. It's like, I was overwhelmed. I could not come up with any kind of solution. So I decided to hide myself for the sake of revenge. Since I had trapped the monarch of the white flames within me, I was planning on striking forces of the beast monarch after letting my body recover. But while I was hiding, the monarchs who lost the majority of their power had been defeated by the rulers. And when I reappeared in front of the monarchs, who took their chances to escape the crack between the dimensions, the king of dragons did not permit any kind of fighting. Knowing that it was time for them to recover their strength, As such, he gladly allowed me to join his forces. We went searching for a new world for the sake of building our new army. Earth? He's like, that is correct. To the humans, the appearance of the monarchs must have seemed very unprecedented. Their annihilation was inevitable. Cities going up in the sea of flames. I've seen this scenery before. The demon castle, he's remembering Sun Jinwoo. Is this what will happen in the future? No. This is a record of the past. This is what the Shadow Monarch says. What do you mean? If the monarch's reason of existence is destruction, then the reason for existence of the rulers was to maintain the world where the absolute being was no longer. The rulers blatantly detected the movements of the sovereigns and sent their armies. And everything had come to an end. Naturally, the rulers grew angry at the fact that the army of the chaos world they failed to eradicate managed to bring destruction upon another world. In order to correct this, they used a tool containing the power of the absolute being, which had they prohibited themselves from using, the tool of God, the cup of reincarnation. It was an incredible tool that could turn back time by 10 years. The rulers used everything they had in order to save the world, but the current Earth was way too weak to fight against the monarchs. And the Earth where no magical energy resided could not endure the mass-scale battles. Whether the monarchs or the rulers won the battle, the impact brought upon the planet would remain the same. Thus, the rulers made a drastic decision. If they can't save everyone, they wanted to make sure that at least some would survive, so those people could continue on in this world. It's like, so that's how hunters were created. That's what Sun Jinwoo says. It's like, they were making human beings capable of surviving the collision between the two forces. The rulers wanted the humans to survive no matter what they do. Those that could survive in the change world. And then Sun Jin was thinking, if they realize the fact that with the exception of a small number of people who are hunters, everyone must die, could society really operate normally? The Demon King is a fragment of memories left behind by the Shadow Monarch. So then he continues, so this world has already gone through the countless annihilations? Indeed, although the higher beings are not able to go against the flow of time. They are able to perceive the change in the flow of time created by the cup of reincarnation. While the rulers tried to fix their mistakes several times, the sovereigns also began modifying their plan continuously until the tool of God couldn't be used anymore. He's like, hold up, Sun Jinwoo says, are you telling me that there is a limit to the cup of reincarnation? He's like, there is no such thing as infinite power. This is what the Shadow Monarch says. Just like how the absolute being who was capable of creating worlds was eliminated by his own creations, there is no limit to every power. So how were they creations able to kill their creator? Yeah, that's what Sun Jinwoo says. How are they able? So then Sun Jinwoo says, so how were the creations able to create the creator? Right? The creations killing the creator. And then the Shadow Monarch says, it's no different to humans dying from machines they had created. We were created to fight, and our powers were more than enough to bring down our own creator. Then, the sovereigns utilized the rulers' methods to create a plan of their own. Similar to how rulers lent power to humans so they can kill magical beasts, thus strengthening the world. Sovereigns would also borrow a human body to descend onto the world. Oh, and bringing their armies far earlier than expectations of the rulers. They planned to use the magical energy that was spread around the planet's rulers to turn the entirety of Earth into a large trap. So Sun Jinwoo says, so that they could devour the rulers' armies coming to aid humanity in one go? Precisely. For the sovereign, who possesses incredible power to cross over into this world, they need a host body who is able to handle their power. But because me and the Monarch of Destruction possess powers too great, we could not find humans who were suitable to be our hosts. At the time, one of the most capable mages working under a king came to me with a proposal. They were willing to find me a suitable human. The mage called the architect, oh, here we go, asserted that they could give me an assistance, but only for an imperishable body in return. But unfortunately, no living thing could become a vessel to contain death. The architect, with the system he designed, searched high and low for one talented in sensing magical power, one with prodigal physical power, one with superiority, and one with great mentality. And then he continues, the architect searched for a human whose strength would meet my powers. The search was not an easy one, but amidst of his scavenging, he found someone who bested his system, someone who rewrote the rules of the game and exceeded his expectations. You, Sun Jinwoo, who was always weak, always closest to death, and yet invaded death again and again. I watched you. And even in the opposition of the architect, I picked you. I shall say it once more. I am the record of your struggles, the evidence of your resistance, and the reward of your pain. Oh my gosh. So he's remembering like the past. Sun Jin was remembering when he had the family right there all together, his dad, right? It's like even though I had exceeded the architect's expectations, I must not have been enough to be able to handle your power. And then the Shadow Monarch says the architect used objects of human skill and human preference to adjust my strength. Games and recreation. By using those to fuel your amusement, the architect's system, which used my power, transform your body level by level to match mine. Oh, so there was a reason why the system and the analogous appearance of a game, especially with the player's aspect of it. But you betrayed the architect. Oh, it's like, yeah, he remembers because the architect got killed by his hands. It's like, why? Why did you betray him? It's like, the ruler's apology, the betrayal of the monarchs. I pondered on which side I should stand on. I made a decision, and I wanted to be that way. The same I spent with you was so blissful. Perhaps I did not want to lose you. I became you. You became me. No matter who becomes the owner of this body, it will not be strange, for we already won. That's crazy. Man, it's like looking into a mirror right there. It's like we became one. Therefore, I will offer you a choice. You could stay in this domain of death and enjoy the eternal dreams you've created for yourself. You could choose to rest, right? And it looks like really nice, kind of like a garden. If that is not your choice, you'll be sent to reality once more, and you will have to fight your adversaries. So he's looking at, hell on earth, dragons, magic, all these things flying right there. You said you made your decision, but you did not stand with the leaders. So why did you escape to the other world with the monarchs, even though your will to fight the rulers has long dissipated? So he says, it was because that place did not offer a place for me. My answer is the same, Sun Jinwoo says. This is not the place where I should be. Oh my gosh. And that, we got Gong Gang Hee. He's smiling, kind of like, is this the last time I will be seeing you? I will return to rest, but you, the Shadow Monarch, will live an imperishable life. Thus, the crossing of our path is quite unlikely. With death, your power has become absolute. That way, the way to go back is, I know, because I'm you. Oh, that's so sweet. That's awesome. So they're basically one and another, and now he actually has peace right now. This is the first time we actually see Sun Jinwoo have peace in mind. And now it's like, arise. Nice. I think the Shadow Monarch said that to Sun Jinwoo, arise, right? pretty awesome right here. So now we're gonna go to chapter 164. So we go to 164 right now. It says, deletion code of the player nurturing system has been entered. The system will now be deleted. Any power limits on the player will now be removed. With no more limitation of the power, all the commander rank shadow soldiers will regain their full power potential. The power of commander rank soldiers Ingress has been restored. The abilities commander rank soldier Beru has been risen significantly. The Shadow Monarch Ashborn is returning to the world of the Eternal Void. Would you really like to delete the system? Yes or no? Yes. Did it say that to delete it? And he said yes, he deleted it, and now there's like a shining light emanating from Sun Jinwoo, and everyone is shocked. Is like, wait, what is going on? Fragment of brilliant light. The worst disasters are coming from the body of the human that you're trying to protect. Are you really trying to bring disaster upon this world by your own hands? You are really risking your life to aid the Shadow Monarch's revival? Just what are you traitors thinking? We don't have much time. So right now they're trying to attack him. Let's see. All right. So now we see Sun Jinwoo's dad is like, all right, he has daggers as well. All right, let's go. They're going to try to fight this out. So now we have the Beast Monarch and we see the Frost Monarch trying to fight this guy. But nope. He's actually doing pretty well. And then Frost Monarch saying, that bastard. He's reading the trajectory of my spear, moving accordingly. Now he's moving. He's like, he has that movement of a warrior who has experienced countless battles. He's barely avoiding the Frost Monarch's attacks and fending off all the attacks at the same time. Yeah. And now the Frost Monarch, oh, he got kicked in the face because he was about to use his freezing breath right there. So now so now he actually stabbed him right through the mouth of that freaking beast. Oh, yeah, you get that. Boom. That's awesome. It's like, you bastard, I'll tear you apart. And then, this feeling. Oh, now you're scared, huh? Now you're scared. Oh, Lex who's scared. And this is the moment he knows he fucked up. That's we saw. Oh, now we know. The Shadow Monarch is coming back. It's like, that won't work on me again. It's like, let's attack again. It's like, I will stop now. It's like, you're stopping right after coming this far? Are you out of your mind? The Frost Monarch saying is like, can't you feel it? The mana surrounding us has started to cry. The Shadow Monarch is coming. Count me out of this. But but didn't you promise me you'll defeat the Shadow Monarch? It's like, my promise was limited to only when the Shadow Monarch was in his human form. But since the real deal is coming, I no longer have the promise to keep. Even so, like the Frost Monarch says, you're running away with your tail between your legs, even though you're the Beast Monarch? He's like, Frost Monarch, you won't understand me because you have yet to experience the full power of the Shadow Monarch. I shall pray for your fortune. He's actually leaving? Oh, it's like, what a foolish bastard. Taste the terror of the Frost, weakling. This is my true power. So he's already bringing out all of those things right now. Make sure not to get hit by it. We're retreating, everyone. Leave this place at once. So the Frost Monarch is using like a blizzard of some sort right now. And you see that the dad, Jinwoo's dad, he's blocking every single one of those. Like, mere humans dare challenge me without knowing their place. So now it's like a big freaking ice cube. Be trapped inside the Eternal Void with the Shadow Monarch. Is he planning to destroy the entire area? And now we see, he got hit. He got cut. So Jinwoo's dad got cut pretty bad right now. So now we see that, wait a minute. Someone's coming up. Someone actually broke the freaking huge iceberg coming from the sky. And it was Beru. Beru came out. And he's like, Frost Monarch. Oh, do not assume the position of the king with only that much power. Ingress actually spoke? He broke out of my spell? So does that mean the commander rank shadow soldiers have regained their power? So that means, yep, that's why. You shouldn't trust prophecies. Did the beast flee? Oh, it's like, who dares leave without my permission? Yep. Guess who's back right there? That is Sun Jinwoo back. And he is not taking any prisoners right then and there, guys. He is not taking any prisoners. It is going to go freaking awesome. So now we go to chapter 165. So we go to chapter 65, and he's like, a wall which I couldn't even imagine overcoming. And it's like the difference in power between me and him is just too significant. And you can kind of see like the presence, like the power. Everyone is like, he's blocking everything. The whole world. You can actually see it from freaking space. That is crazy. And it's all in South Korea. That's the funny thing right there. It's basically in South Korea right there. And now the whole world is in the shadow. Is he's trying to find somebody right there? It's like, found you. The Frost Monarch had a feeling, an opening, an opportunity that will never come again. Although there exists a power gap between us, for him to let his guard down with his enemy right in front of him, if I miss this opportunity, the only thing waiting for me is an inevitable death. Oh, is he really trying to attack him right there? I must end everything with a single strike. Oh, Frost Monarch, you poor dumb bastard. So he's about to attack Sun Jinwoo, and it's like, nope. Stopped it right then and there. Nothing. How? So this is the power of the Shadow Monarch, the power of one of the strongest monarchs, and the fragment of brilliant light. I'll save you for last. Wait here patiently until I finish taking care of the beast. So now the beast left somewhere to a different dimension. It's like the aura of death is starting to close in on me. I regret needlessly arguing with the Frost Monarch since I had caused me to run away a bit too late. But now things have come to this. I need to quietly hide here until the King of Dragons comes back. So it's like, oh no, there's a shadow person right there, right behind you. It's like, this aura, don't tell me. Oh yeah, that's when you know. That's when you know you messed up right there. The air is soaked with the smell of death. The overwhelming power gap. Where I can't win, and now he's bowing down. It's like, yeah, bow down, bro. Bow down to Sun Jinwoo, the king of the shadows. Nor run away. The fear of strength I feel from my experiences. Lower your head and obey him. It is what my instincts are warning me to do. And he's like, oh, Shadow Monarch, I, the king of the beasts, do not wish to fight against you. Please forgive me for my sinful acts and accept me as one of your allies. In the near future, the King of Dragons will set foot on this land with his soldiers, and I, along with my beast army, shall assist you then. Very well then. He likes it. How foolish. He isn't the real deal. If he was the real deal, there would be no way he would forgive me, especially after I betrayed him once and I tried to get rid of his vessel, causing his advent onto his land. I bought time thanks to the human's foolish forgiveness and affection. I just need to hold out until the King of Dragons gets here. When that time comes, I will rip apart from your corpse into pieces. I shall serve with loyalty. But before that, we need to take care of each other's debts. I have scars from your claws that pierce through my heart. Oh, here we go. If you can survive 5 attacks from me, I will forgive you. Oh, it's like, you dare mock me, the king of beasts? Yeah. Although my life will end here, you will not leave unscathed. Yeah, that's what you think, bro. It's like, and look, he's using his new dagger toys right there. Bam! He's like, cut him right there. Yep. He actually cut off a freaking arm of the beast right there. 4 more left. Oh, yeah, he knows. And now the Frost Monarch is like, I don't know what about that ant who's healing the humans, but this one certainly is an issue. I've seen it before. Ingress, the Knight of Death, one of the 2 wings of the Shadow Army. Ingress, that's right. Now that it's able to use his full power, it's quite bothersome. They can regenerate as long as the Shadow Monarch still has his mana, but I can't recover the mana I used from transformation. So now he's fighting against Ingress, the Frost Monarch. We don't know what happened to the Beast Monarch, but I have an idea what's going to happen. And then the Frost Monarch says, don't even think about doing something so meaningless. You think you can hold out much longer against me? And now he's like, oh, look. Ingress is like showing like the Shadow Monarch. He's actually using his cape as a portal coming in. Is like, oh, dude, that is like some king stuff right there. That is awesome. That is awesome right there. He's like, what? That's, yep. The beast monarch is dead. Killed them right then and there. He killed the beast monarch in a few minutes that he was gone. The plague monarch, the beast monarch, and the frost monarch. The deaths of these 3 monarchs will serve as a warning to the other monarchs. He's like, you bastard. Oh, he got cut again. And again too. Yep. Yeah, he can't even do it. It's like, boop. He blocked it. Blocked his mouth. And now, boom. Slash him. The beast died on the 4th strike. I wonder how much longer you could survive. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. That's revenge for Gong Hee, bro. Go Gun Hee. He did it for him, man. So proud of him. He did it. And now he's basically turned back to a human right there. Almost kind of like a human thing. He's like, yep, he's dead. Bam. My liege. What about the person who protected me earlier? He disappeared all of a sudden. It's like, oh, look at that. So it's like he's bleeding. He's like literally like dying right now. And then it looks like he's disappearing. I guess this is a consequence of receiving God's power with a mere human body. It's fine. This is how it should be. Oh, did you really think I wouldn't know if you left like that? Why did you leave without a word again? Dad. Yep, it's his dad again. Oh boy. Here he goes. It's his dad. I bet he's mad a little bit. Yep, he's a little mad. But I think we're going to figure out why the dad had to do what he had to do. Right? So now we go to chapter 166. Okay? So we go to 166. Gate. A giant hole that feels the 4th of demonic beasts. After clearing the dungeon boss of the gate, you must escape the gate within an hour. However, I had no choice but to be trapped within the dimensional rift. And now he's remembering. The rulers lent me their strength and requested for me to stop the monarchs. So he was requested by the rulers, including the Shadow Monarch, who was soon to be born. After losing all means to escape, I had no choice. I returned back to Earth as a ruler's emissary with a heavy responsibility. However, I could not fulfill that responsibility. Oh, he's watching his son in Tokyo right there. He's knowing like, oh, this is my son right here. Although I knew that the worst calamity of humanity resided inside that body, I couldn't do anything other than observe from a distance. Meanwhile, the rulers whose sole focus was to stop the complete advent of the Shadow Monarch started to change their stances. And finally, the brightest fragment of light issued me a new order. Protect the Shadow Monarch. They had realized that in order to stop the Monarch's plans, they needed the power of the Shadow Monarch. The only ones able to stop the destruction were the soldiers of the King of Dragons, who were going to arrive before the soldiers of the heavens. It was a huge gamble, not knowing whether they would side with the humans or the monarchs. But now we know the results. That's why I helped you. I didn't want to show you the side of me. Oh my gosh. Dad. And he's like, the dad says, do you hate me? Yes, sometimes. He says, I'm sorry. When I first started out as a hunter, when I was at the death's door, when I barely survived to see Mom and Jinna again, you appeared in my mind. And I always hated you whenever it happened. But I also missed you. What about you? And now he's like, did you miss me? No. Did you miss us? Oh my god, I can't, man. I don't want that. He's like crying right now. I missed you all this time. Even though you could not see me, I was happy the fact that I was able to see you from afar. And he's crying. You've grown well. And he's crying. Oh my god. He's like, he's finally seeing his dad after a long time. Is it the rulers? Are they the ones controlling you and throwing you away? They simply gave me an opportunity to make a choice. I chose to protect you, and I didn't regret it. Not a single thing about it. I wanted to talk to you more. I wanted to stay with you longer. I'm sorry. And this is a farewell from him. I'm sorry that I couldn't be a great father to you. And now he disappeared. And now Sun Jinwoo is just devastated. And now the mom, Jin-ah, let's move now. I feel like we can move now. Just give me a moment. God, it's devastating that the mom basically now knows in her heart. She knows. She didn't even have to see it, but she knows in her heart that her husband's gone. The husband's gone, and he did everything he could to protect his family. He did it for the reason. And now we go to this age. Listen up, monarchs. You will definitely pay the price for what happened today. You hear me, monarchs? That's what Sun Jinwoo says. The day of the Shadow Monarch's outcry shook the world. Was the day when the prelude of war rose. Hunter Thomas Andre is not in a life-threatening condition. We can see in the ambulances of the scene of transporting the injured to the local hospitals. The monsters that massacred the citizens has stopped moving. Only their traces remain after they turn into ash. And then you see that Sun Jinwoo finally came home, and I think he explained what happened to the dad at that moment. President Beck, you weren't looking so well earlier. Are you able to calm down? It's like you should have wiped the cold sweat off your forehead before talking. I happen to have my mind calming pill if you need it, but your heart isn't beating uncontrollably anymore, right? I guess it's over now. The beast type demonic beast, the woman that attacked the city just now, and the White Walker. And he's remembering, I will kill him myself. I will kill that demonic beast that killed the chairman with my own hands. Then you can thank me later. I see. So that was the White Walker. Thank you, Hunter. So the Hunter Bureau announced that the monster that appeared in the city are undefinable demonic beasts. The damage done to the city by the demonic beast was tremendous. However, so the calamity hasn't started yet. The true calamity was about to come in a few days. And everyone was getting ready. So this is the Colossal Gate. It's massive. I've heard that even all the hunters in the world gathered, they could just be sucked up into the gate and vanish. It will start soon. So now we see Andre say, this is the first time I've seen so many hunters from around the world having gathered in one place. I wonder how many of them will survive. We see Sun Jinwoo just waiting right now to see what's going to happen next. I never seen you this nervous before, Jinwoo. Is that so? Soon, the gate will open. And now it's coming. Everyone, prepare for battle. It's a big army. It's a massive army. Everyone, get to position. We will exterminate the demonic beast. Nope. That's not it. That's a shadow army right there. Everyone is just coming out. The shadow army. That is crazy right there. So now the shadow army just came out of that gate. I guess they were waiting for them. And now we're going to see what is going to happen next. So now we go to chapter 167. So it's like, everyone commence attack. So they're about to attack. Nobody move. Oh, why? Why are you stopping us? Seize attack. Hunter Nim, why? It's all right, Chairman. It's like, oh, so they're all coming like that. I think they're there to help them. It's like, just what are they thinking? Are they really planning on having a face-off with that many demonic beasts without attacking them while still being in midair? Look at, Sun Jinwoo. There are like so many of them. It's like now we see them. We see Sun Jinwoo and then whoever that guy is that came out. And he's like smiling, I guess. And now he's like Grand Marshal Bellion. Oh, so he's actually paying his respects right there. Everyone is bowing down. We respectfully greet our liege. Even the dragons, everyone is paying their respects right there. Wow. What the hell are they? What's going on here? Do you see them? I can. Even just one of them could threaten humanity, yet there are 3 of them gathered in one place. It's 3 freaking huge dragons right there. This is the real Shadow Army. This must have been what the previous Shadow Monarch Ashbourne left me behind. So it is basically now he has his army complete, all together. Now, the start of the real war. So now he knows. He knows now what's going to happen next. It says, a few days later, the Korean Hunters Association says, Emergency Measures Committee meeting room. The foreign press are requesting for us to release an official explanation of what happened. The American Hunter Bureau is asking for us to reveal Hunter Sun Jin-woo's location. The city's disaster headquarters is asking whether they can allow the evacuated people back into the city. The Jimmy Show of the Hunters channel is asking to have an interview with Hunter Sun Jin-woo. Whoever Jimmy is, tell them they're free to take him if they can get him appear in their channel. Hunter Sun Jin-woo summons just had to pop out like that. Then, are you telling me that the demonic beast should have come out of the colossal gate instead? No, that's not what I mean. It's like, this is Director Wu. Do you really think that instead of getting calls for interview requests, we should be getting calls from the families of the deceased hunters and get away with only being as free as we are right now? Now, Chairman Wu is basically saying hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts came out of the colossal gate and they have been absorbed into Hunter Sun Jin-woo's army. Whoever would have thought? I am well aware of how confused everyone feels due to Hunter Sun Jin-woo's sudden disappearance, but this isn't the first time he's disappeared like this. We need to start getting used to this. If we, as the Hunter Association, can understand the agonies of Hunter Sun Jin-woo, then who could? I apologize, Chairman. I was wrong. Yeah. So it's like, I wonder what Hunter Sun Jin-woo is doing right now. So he's in an open space right now, gathering his army, holding a practice battle by dividing the forces into 2. I've never even thought about this kind of military training. They can't die after all. My liege, please test my qualifications for Grand Marshal position. What? Qualifications to be Grand Marshal? Really? Oh, there's a little bit of rivalry between Beerus and the Grand Marshal. It's like, as a commander, I challenge Grand Marshal Bellion to a battle. A battle between 2 commanders, huh? Okay, we'll do that. So we have that. So I think Beerus wants to be next to Sun Jin-woo. All right, so we go. So we have both battles, Bellion and Beerus, and Bellion has a big freaking sword. Does he also have a great sword like Ingress? He's much bigger in size compared to Ingress, though. Same with his sword. I assume he leans more towards power than speed. All right, so now they're gonna see how they can handle each other. Then Beerus might have a chance. Oh, the sword stretches. Whoa, yeah, it actually like does waves, almost like a hose or something. That is crazy. Yeah. Oh, Beerus, I don't know what you got yourself into, bro. Damn. Beerus is like, is it already over? To think that he neutralized Beerus' attack in an instant and his reflexes are beyond what I expected. He actually has Beerus on the floor right now. Wow. Every single strike from him is powerful enough to destroy the earth below him. No wonder he holds the title of Grand Marshal. Yep. But he still shouldn't let his guard down. The greatest strength of an insect is tenacity. All right, so we'll see. And then Beijing International Airport. Oh, we can see Hunter Louis Zhang over here. Zui Zhang, I should say. Zui Gang. It's hard, these names, man. There are proud hunters who left to support South Korea in their battle. Although many are sending their applause towards the Hunter Liu and his courageous choice in the support of South Korea, there are many who think there is no reason for us to aid South Korea. Is there anything you want to say about that? It says, who the hell is spouting such bullshit? Pardon? Do those guys have a brain as an accessory or aren't able to read maps? Do they really not realize that the country is just above South Korea? If there is anyone stupid enough to say such a thing, please tell them this. I, Luigi Gang, was not confident enough to be able to stop something if Hunter Sun Jinwoo failed to stop it, so I went to assist them. If anyone has a problem with that, they can go face the demonic beast themselves. Oh, something's happening right now. Something is happening. Louis, there's a gate appearing in Beijing? Is that so? So the Shadow Monarch has turned against us. Very well, I'll take care of him myself. You guys do not do anything. We must prevent further losses in our forces. Is this the dragon guy? My soldiers, prepare for battle. I guess it's the soldier guys. Right? So now we're going to go to chapter 168. I'm just going to call him Li Zhanggang. A little different. All right, so now we see Barus trying to. He's trying so hard to fight this thing. And no, the Grand Marshal, he's Grand Marshal for a reason. Geek, my liege, I can still go on. It's like, Beru, why are you so obsessed with becoming the Grand Marshal? Geek is like, I shall become the Grand Marshal and always be by your side, my liege. Then the Grand Marshal can stand on the right and you can stand on my left. Oh, really? Oh my god, my king. He's all crying. Don't cry. Come on, guys. Come on. Man up, please. Bug. My liege, please also give me the chance to challenge the. You can be behind me. Who's this guy? Is this Ingress? It's like, you can be behind me. Huh? Oh, wait. No, that's not Ingress. Oh, wait, it is Ingress. Ingress was the one that said it. It's like, yeah. It's like, my liege, please also give me the chance to challenge. Like, no, you can be behind me. Huh? And look at that. Oh, he's rubbing it in. That's hilarious. He's actually, Ingress is like, all right. So we got the Grand Marshal on the right. We got Barros on the left. And we got Ingress behind. And he's like, that's awesome. What are you guys doing? It was like, yeah, it's like they're all like huddling up or something. It's like, what's going on? Oh, they're like throwing fireworks or something. The dragons is like, oh, look at this freaking guy. Oh, he's like, oh, look at me. I have the power orb. Bam! Look at this fire right now. Literally, just flexing, and you guys got to see like the. Oh my god, the personalities that these shadow guys have are hilarious. It's hilarious. Even the dragons are like, look at this guy throwing a freaking firestorm, all because he has a freaking orb. Okay. Oh, Tusk, Fang, you're funny. Isn't it cheating be holding a marble of greed? Even like it's hilarious. Everyone's like, whoa, applause. What are they doing? They're planning on making a small place to stay, so you can rest comfortably for the time where we are, my liege. Oh, that's funny, man. That's hilarious. Even like the dragons were like, oh, great. So everyone is trying to like one up each other, saying like, nah, like we're the real like army. No, I'm the real army. No, I've been with Sun Jinwoo. Well, yeah, I'm from the original Shadow Monarch. It was like, it's funny. So now the ants are like building this. It's like, did Bear order this? My liege, why aren't you calling your soldiers back into your shadows? I just wanted them to let them take a breather. They were stuck in the dimensional rift until we came here. Billion, aren't you sad about the fact that you no longer able to meet Ashbourne, the previous Shadow Monarch? And then he says, Billion is like, I was by his side when he was facing the rulers that opposed the absolute being, and I self-proclaimed myself to be his first soldier when he obtained the power of death. I have been by his side for almost an eternity, and I have never once doubted his decisions. I want to hear the story of you and Ashbourne. Can you tell me more? It's like, it may turn into a very long story. Well, that's cute. So basically, it's Billion and, Sun Jinwoo. It was when I was still a fruit in the world tree. All the soldiers of the heavens are born on the branches on the world tree in the form of a fruit. Fruit? You were a fruit? It's a tree large enough to cover the entire sky with its branches. Huh. All right, so I guess it was like talking about it. It's like, I must let people know about the existence of the 8 armies who will arrive in any moment. I must let them know that a war is nearing. I cannot promise the safety of everyone. Oh, ta-da! So he's actually making food for them. Oh, that's kind of cute. He's like a little chef. Nor I can promise that the world will still be the same as it's been. That's how great the power of the King of Dragons was when I witnessed it through Ashbourne's memories. Mom, how is it? Isn't it delicious? I never knew my brother could cook well like this. The King of Dragons is an army of destruction, brought everything in front of them down to ruins and ashes. And such enemies are now threatening Earth. You should try it as well. Brother's really good at making side dishes too. And that's why everyone needs to prepare themselves for what's to come. Jinwoo, is something going on? What are you talking about? When your dad was about to do something dangerous, he often cooked his meal like this. You really take after your father. It's nothing like that, Mom. I think we have a visitor. I'll go answer the door. Huh? But there wasn't even a door ring. What's the matter? Hunter Sung, I apologize for visiting like this without notice. Oh, could you please give me a moment of your time? I think it's Jinho's dad, the one that he saved. Okay. It's like, I thought I woke up from the eternal slumber because I was special. But then I realized that such miracles wouldn't happen so easily. And since the only people who have ever woken up from the eternal slumber were me and your mother, I couldn't help but suspect it was you. Why did you help me? I decided that you were a trustworthy person, Jinwoo says. If you were a person who would do anything to get what you want, I wouldn't have risked a danger to save you. So that means it's because I did not try to use Jinho? Yes. I don't know how to show my gratitude. At least let me return at least half of your favor. I plead you. Is there anything you want? I don't really have anything I want. However, if something happens to me, could you take care of my mother and sister? Would that really be enough? Yes, it'll be plenty. Isn't this a bit salty? He's talking about the food. I understand. Please leave it up to me. I'll promise you. So now, this is a colossal gate in Shanghai, China. I thought it was in Beijing. And it's not only in China. 8 colossal gates are appearing around the world, almost at once. Hunter Nim, what do you think? No, they are not. So they're not an army? Yes, there are enemies, right? It makes sense. There are enemies. Chairman, do you trust me? It's like, yes, I do. Then please trust what I'm about to show you. What? Oh, he's giving him the visions right there. So he's actually seeing all the visions of what's about to transpire. So that way it's easier to explain of what's happening. So he knows the secrets. It's like, whoa, what is going on right now? It's like, oh, it's like impossible. How could such things? I always thought that the gods gifted a special power of small number of humanity. And that's why I thought we needed to protect humanity by fighting against the demonic beasts. But what if what you showed me was really the truth, that my thoughts would have been nothing more than haughtiness? I was misunderstanding everything. To think that hunters, no, the awakeners are the only people who are able to survive after the true war, as if they're filtering out so that only certain humans live. This is not the war between humans and the monarchs, but the war between the monarchs and the rulers, between two groups who possess enormous power. How could this be, Hunter Sung? And are you planning on fighting against such enemies by yourself? Yes. Then how could we be assistance to you? So now they're going into a meeting right now. Did anyone else say that they'd be coming? It's like, no, sir. Only about the 152 countries I reported to you this morning are all of them. Just what did the Hunter Sung tell you yesterday in your office? I never saw your face become that pale. I apologize. I shouldn't have asked such a question. No, it's all right. An army of dragons appearing from the darkness. And the single gigantic dragon who was flying behind the army of dragons. The majesty such that even when every single hunter in the world gathered up against it, they wouldn't even be able to leave a scratch. And the pressure from the power that's enough to burn down all the lands in the world with a single breath, I feel it. Just how is Hunter Sung planning to fight against them? Hunter Nim is Woon Jin Chul. I gathered the representatives from every country as you asked. Where are you right now? I've just arrived. Yeah, Jung is a shadow thing right there. I guess asking for your location is meaningless now. There will be chaos when people find out about it. And some countries won't be able to handle the chaos. I'm aware. Today, if that's what you really think, the truth will be uncovered to the world. So they're going to talk about it. They're going to show everything. So Sun Jin-woo is going to tell the whole world what is going to happen. The true calamity is about to transpire. So right now, this is going to be pretty crazy. So now we go to chapter 169, right? So 169, there are quite a lot of people gathered here, right? Presidents, prime ministers, guild masters, and even chairman of the Hunters Association. Everyone must be feeling pressed. It'd be great if Hunter Sun Jin-woo would say that the gates won't cause much harm like last time, yeah. But if he were to say something completely opposite, everyone will have to go through a rough time. Okay. No one will be able to avoid this fight. They will appear before your eyes and bring destruction upon everything. You really expect us to believe what you're saying? Don't tell me that you're saying that not even national level hunters won't be enough to stop them. At least a couple of hundred demonic beasts are on par with Kamish, which is considered to be the world's worst disaster, will appear. Not even a national level hunter will be able to stop them. Proof, give us proof. Otherwise, we won't be able to believe what you're saying. So those are the people that are saying in the presence, because this is a huge meeting. You expect us to believe that hundreds of demonic beasts are on par with Kamish will appear at once? And it's like, oh, he's appearing. So look at those gates. He actually made gates appear? How could this be? Aren't those gates? Hunter Sun Jin-woo created the gates and multiple of them at once. Our army can create gates whenever they wish, just like how I did. They're only taking their time due to the massive size of their army. Hunter Sun Jin-woo, could it be that you're one of them? The soldiers that you brought from us from the previous gate, did you bring them to kill us? Oh, of course I trust you, Hunter Sun Jin-woo, but you know that we know what will come from the gates. What do we need to know? Please stay away from the gates. Get far away as you can from the gates. That's what he's telling him right now. It says, what he said in the conference created a massive ripple effect. Get as far away as you can. With the warning that humanity will not be able to handle the number of demonic beasts that will come from the gates, everyone tried their best to get as far away from the gates as possible. So he's looking all over the world. The greatest advantage of the Shadow Army is their loyalty, which puts their master over their own lives. Their advantages and disadvantages are like two sides of a coin, and the enemies will do everything they can to hold that against me. My liege, we don't stand a chance in an all-out war. How much bigger do you think their army will be compared to ours. I expect their numbers to be at least 100 times larger. So that means they'll have at least 10 million soldiers. Damn, 10 million? Drop the bullshit. What is this? Is what I would have said to Hunter Sun Jinwoo if I had his contact information. Canada's S-rank hunter, J Mills? Really? Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So we're going to see what is going on. So this Canadian hunter basically says, but isn't Hunter Sung one of the greatest hunters in the world? So wouldn't it be wise to heed his warning? No matter how great of a hunter he is, not everything he says is the truth. Really? Barrow, come here. My liege, drop. You call this a nice place I can stay in? Aside from its size, is it even meant for me to stay in? I thought that anything less would be suffice for you, my liege. Why the hell did you put up that flag? Oh, a castle? They made a castle for him? That's hilarious. It's like, oh, that was your idea. Oh, no, that's hilarious. Bellion, what happens to the armies after the monarch dies? So it was Bellion that actually put his face there? That's hilarious. No, that's not Bellion, right? No, it can't be Bellion. It could be. It's like, would you be in charge of the Shadow Army if I were to die? Our lives are the one with yours, my liege. The moment you pass away will also be the moment we perish. Though it was Bellion. Bellion was the one that put the freaking flag. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So it is Bellion. Hunter Sung Jinwoo, no matter how you try to scare us, we won't let you claim all the gates for yourself. You haven't scared me a single bit. Oh, this Canadian guy. Hunters have been gathering in Canada with J Mills as their leader. Additionally, it seems that other strong hunters from other countries have also been preparing for a raid. What do you plan to do now? For now, I will head to China. It's impossible for me to face all 8 armies at once. So I need to get rid of the threat that's closest to Korea first, since they will be the biggest threat to my family. I will take care of the other monarchs after I do so. The longer the battle goes on, the higher the chances of us winning the war. So he's actually going to China. So this is his other study abroad program for Sun Jinwoo. So he goes there. I heard that the government officials will be out to greet me, but it seems that Hunter Louis Zui-Gang is here to greet me as well. I don't know if it's Zui-Gang or Zui-Jang. I don't know. I'm going to call him Hunter Louis. They were making some stupid plot cards, so I decided to greet you myself. Plot cards? That's hilarious. This way. So now we have 2 Asian hunters right now. It's visible from the airport. Yes, it is Colossal Gate that appeared recently. And these are... Oh, China? The 100,000 hunter army of China. That's not bad, bro. China, you're flexing. Flexing, China. Since there are 100,000 or maybe of them. That's awesome, bro. Dude, you just found your new BFF right there. It's like... So he then continues, Hunter Lee. This is our elite army where we not only have the numbers, but we also have skilled individuals. It seems that it'll start soon. Come forth. Oh, now he's gonna see his army right now. Boom, look at that. His army is ready. It's like he's on another level. Those things will fall from the sky in this place? Impossible. Yeah. Are they all your summons? The left side of the king is my place. Who dares take my place inside of the king? It's like he's on our side, stupid. So you're capable of communicating with them. Wow, yeah. It's an opening. It's opening. All right. So now the gate is opening. It's starting. Strange. I don't feel any presence from the gate. What? Don't tell me. What about the other locations? According to the other shadow soldiers, they all seem to be the same. Are you telling me that all the gates are empty? Yeah, because they're appearing all over the place. It's weird. But I don't know. We're going to find out right now. Wait, it's my mistake. I thought that they created different gates across different parts of the world to divide up their army, but they're probably all put their forces in the gate furthest away from me. Would that be in Canada? To think that everyone is mindlessly relying on Hunter Sun Jinwoo. This Canadian guy is so stupid. Hunter Sun Jinwoo chooses to head to China. Japan and Russia have decided to assist Hunter Sung. The plane with all the hunters will depart today. Meanwhile, the white operacles found in the flooded area of Japan seems to not be correlated with the gates. 5 hours until the dungeon break. Will Hunter Sung warning turn out to be true, or while everyone relied on Hunter Sun Jinwoo, we didn't falter. We will not give up on Canada. So we see a bunch of protesters like, we don't run away. Really, our hunters will protect us and the land. Really, Canada? I would expect that from the United States, not Canada. Well, it's like we will win no matter what demonic beast comes from that gate. And now it's coming out. Oh, it's like, all right, it's starting. Now it's opening. It's like, huh? I thought the demonic beast would start pouring out of the gate. Was Hunter Sun Jinwoo bluffing? Oh, someone popped out right there. There's only one of them. And that one that you should be very careful. It's like a human? It's just a person. And this person does not mess around, guys. This one looks... I wonder if he's the dragon beast monarch. Are you the king of this place? That's not a demonic beast. There's nothing to be surprised about. Demonic beasts are capable of making their own gear, and they use the runic alphabet and live in a strictly heretical society. In other words, they have a level of intelligence similar to humans. They simply do not wish to communicate with us until now. I wouldn't be surprised if the demonic beasts learned that the human language tried to communicate with us. Humans and beasts can communicate, huh? Now that Canadian guy says, I knew it. I knew this was how it's supposed to be. The reason Hunter Sung was able to make the soldiers from the first gate of his own was because he was able to communicate with them like this. I guess they're asking who is the king and obey what the king said. And what if I am the king? Looks like he's not here. Oh, so now it's like, is there no way to confirm what's going on in Canada? Please hold up a moment. That's right. If Adam White is in the Hunter's Bureau, it's like, yes, Hunter Sun Jinwoo Adam, can you tell me what's going on with Canada's Colossal Gate? It's like, what? Don't tell me you're all right now. It's like, he's in there? We're out in the site in the Canada's Colossal Gate together with the other agents. Why the hell are you there? We couldn't just watch the situation in Canada. So many of our agents, us US agents, including me, were dispatched there. Damn it, they didn't realize that the scale of the enemy's army. Have there been any changes to the gate? No, it seems that it was empty, just like any other gates. It's very quiet on this side. Whew, that's a relief. Oh wait, hold on a second. Something's coming out of the gate. A person is coming out of the gate. A person is like, Adam, run away. Get away as fast as you can from there. And now we're seeing the hunters. The top rank hunters turn into ashes in an instant. Adam, you still have time. So run away while you still can. You can get out there as quickly as possible. Dragons from the sky. There are endless numbers of dragons and beasts coming from the sky. All kinds of demonic beasts have gathered in one place. How could this be? And now he's like, Jinwoo's like, now that it has come to this, I can at least save Adam if I can just control the shadow I put on him. So now it's like the arc is like, Hunter Sun Jinwoo will be teleporting now. It's like, where do you think you're going, Shadow? Oh shoot, Hunter Sung he didn't make it, did he? Oh, freaking Adam didn't make it. I don't think he made it, man. So now we go to chapter 170. Oh boy. Oh, Adam, don't die on me, Adam. Oh my god, he's like on the phone. It's like, and then what happens? And then you just see that this human guy just threw a fireball on him. Oh, the shadow couldn't protect him at all, nothing. And then you just hear like a big frequency sound. It's like, damn it, I should have expected this. Since they know they're up to against my shadow army, which becomes stronger the longer the fight lasts. My opponent would minimize the number of battles by focusing their entire forces in a single location. They opened 8 gates as if they would follow the original plan, but then they sent their entire army to the gate furthest away from me. Damn it, man. So now what? This is my terrible mistake. Even if I were to move over immediately, I would end up in an all-out war. My plan to buy time went down the drain. Hunter's son Jinwoo. Hunter's Canada is. Can I really do nothing about this? The sound of the living person's heartbeats. It's like their sound of their screams. God, there's like so many freaking dragons coming out of nowhere, and the sound of the destruction of creatures are resonating like music to my ears. Yes, we're done with preparations. Destroy everything, for that is our sole mission of our existence. Great. So now we see that they're basically destroying everything. Great. And then we're seeing it on TV. Everyone's watching around the world just how devastating everything is. Oh my gosh. And everyone is like, oh my gosh, like they must have all died. The hunters, agents, and the reporters on the scene. Hundreds of dragons along with oceans of giants, beasts, and insects behind them. This disaster cannot be contained by humans. So this is... they're all dead. It's all over. The Hunters Bureau, the president guy, the chairman, is like, it's only a matter of time before they arrive in the US. Now I understand why Hunter Sung advised everyone to stay as far away from the gates as possible. This world is done for. He's like drinking his Jack Daniels right now. That's right. It's all over. And then what happened now? It's like, Hunter Sung, I'm paying you a sudden visit because I'm looking for something. Runestones. Please hand over the runestones left behind by Kamish. What? It's like, as you may already know, Kamish runestones are managed by the Hunters Bureau. It's like, what the hell have I been saying? He's saying, why does the Hunter Bureau even matter anymore? Those runestones mean nothing if the entire US is about to be destroyed, let alone the Hunters Bureau. Excuse me, I think I'm still drunk. I can hand over the runestones. But why do you need them? I'm going to use them to launch a counterattack. Didn't you say that beings called the rulers sent those demonic beasts here? Then what are these runestones that are inside the demonic beasts' bodies? These are just gifts from the rulers to help the humans hunt down demonic beasts more efficiently. What the rulers want is that there is to be an intense battle between the humans and the demonic beasts, which would cause mana to take root here. The sacrifice of humans is just a side effect rather than their ultimate goal. Being a demonic beast dies, their abilities are sealed in the runestone. Rulers create runestones to help humans hunt beasts. So it's the runestone that he wants right there. He's going to use it. Can you really stop them with these? I have to try. Could I ask for one more favor? Oh, what's going on? I never thought someone came looking for me at a time like this. Oh, Selner. It's like, you're not the person I know. Before, darkness existed deep inside you, but now you are darkness itself. I am the same person you knew, madam, but I'm simply became one with the darkness you saw back then. You say you could see the future. What? Then could I ask you for looking into my future? So she's gonna say, I understand. So she's gonna watch right now. You really? Oh, she's crying? Planning to take everything above yourself? How? Oh my gosh. So she's crying. I guess he's gonna do something that's gonna be tragic right there. How could even a single human carry this much by themselves? Are you planning to protect everything by sacrificing yourself? So thankful that means that I can get there at least. What do you mean thankful? No one will be able to remember. It'll be a lonely fight by yourself. Please excuse me for the sudden visit and request. It says Hunter Sung. So I wonder what the future that she witnessed, and now Hunter Sung is there watching the sunrise. It's me. Jinwoo, are you really Jinwoo? Yes, sorry I've been busy lately. It's okay, I've been also very busy. Oh, Miss Ma is like, yeah, we haven't seen each other for long since we've been busy, right? It's like, we'll meet again soon. Yes, let's do that. Jinwoo, yes. Can you promise me that you'll come see me? Yes. Oh my god, I don't know if he'll keep that promise. And she's really hoping that keeps the promise right there. We should get going now. Yes. So now everyone's gonna go there to the gate. Everyone's gathering around. Everyone from around the world, the Asian Hunter Alliance, the European Hunter Alliance, the African Temporary Guild Union, and the Chinese Emergency Response Alliance. Everyone's about to aboard that plane. Hundreds of thousands of hunters are on their way to battle. And then you just see just death and destruction by the beast, by the Dragon Monarch, I guess. I'm right here. In Canada or in the United States? So we're seeing, I think he's showing us like, I've already taken the lives of tens of millions of your kind. How much longer are you planning on hiding for? It's like, I'll meet you soon. Damn, that's crazy. So in the entire United States right now, even in Canada, it's just pure destruction, all over the place, right? So now we go to chapter 171, right? We go to 171 and we're going to see what's going to happen. So we see a bunch of buildings that are destroyed. It says, he's been silent ever since. Just what is he trying to do? Well, since he's up against an army of 10 million, going into a battle head on would be nothing more than suicide. He might have run away to the bottom of an abyss. Oh, someone's attacking him? No, rockets are attacking him, but they're not doing much of anything. We hit the target. Is it the US Army that's doing it? It's like, we cannot confirm with the naked eye, but I think it worked this time. No, I don't think it did, bro. Nope. You can kind of see just the fire in his eyes. It's almost looking at a dragon. Like, yeah, that's a big freaking dragon right there. Destruction is like, how boring. And now you just see destruction all over the place. Now we go to the castle where basically Jinwoo is sitting on right there. My liege. I was like, thank you, Beru. My liege, I know. It's far too dangerous, my liege. I share his thoughts. I know that you've worried about my safety, but there are times when I can't let danger prevent me from doing what needs to be done. Ashbourne. My predecessor liked this part of me. If he were put in the same situation as me, I wonder what we would have done. If it was him, he wouldn't have let anything stop him from doing what needs to be done. Ashbourne is like, yeah, he knows this is the way right now. He resembles him. Yeah, he resembles his liege right there, the Shadow Monarch, the emissary of God. I see. And now everyone is like bowing to him. I will stand beside you until the end, my liege. Very well. Shouldn't you contact your family? No. If I were to hear my family's voices right now, he's remembering like this past. I don't think I'll be able to proceed. He broke his phone. He knows that he has to do something really drastic. Let's go. And then you just see just destruction everywhere, guys. Just destruction. The whole North American continent is under fire right now. Dragons are just destroying planes. And the soldiers can't do much of anything right now. And now you see just dragons eating the people right there. And some monsters popping up too. Oh, shoot. And then you see more monsters chomping down some other soldiers. That gun's not gonna do anything, bro. It's like, die, you fuckers. Like, no, it's not dying right there. Bullets are not gonna do anything. Damn it. And now it's like over. And then, is it? No? Oh, it got cut. What cut it? Jesus. Hunter Sun Jinwoo. I was like, no, that's not Jesus. But maybe Jesus brought him there for a reason. Go. What? Oh, he's actually gonna attack? It's like, oh, Hunter Nim, which is Hunter Sung, ruler's hand. So he's actually fighting against the beast himself and using the absolute authority. The ruler's hand is like, this is the first step of the war. I will start with these guys. Arise. So he's actually building his new army right now from the dragons. That could be a very smart move right there. All right, so now we go to chapter 172. So now we see the Shadow Monarch has appeared in the Eastern Front. Why don't we bring our forces and launch an attack on him right now? It's like, cannot sense the army of the dead amongst his shadow army. He must be spreading his forces out to cover a wider area. He must be trying to absorb our forces into his by going alone into the battlefield. He's trying to buy some time by avoiding direct battle. Shadow Monarch, what are you aiming for? Oh, we'll see. We're gonna see right now what he's aiming for. When we lost contact with the hunters who went to subjugate the demon beasts, so they're looking at that right now, the US government dispatched the military quickly in order to buy time for the civilians to evacuate. Oh, so he's like on the background. The disaster that's happening on the other side of the earth. After Canada, even the US, which possesses the greatest military power in the world, is being helplessly destroyed by those monsters. The only thing humanity can do for now is pray for a miracle. But just what kind of miracle can stop them? A miracle. And he's like biting his tongue right there. Dear Lord, please don't abandon us. Yes. Even, you know what? I like the fact that, you know, South Korea has one of like the biggest Christian faiths out there, right? It's one of the biggest ones in Asia, I believe. Like Christianity is like their main one, and you can tell them right there. It's like, dear Lord, please don't abandon us. And he's praying right now. He's praying. And prayer goes a long way, by the way. Especially hundreds of new shadow soldiers have joined the army, just like a huge tsunami engulfing everything. The darkness of the shadow slowly started staining the battlefield. Okay, so we see a bunch of like other new shadows coming in. Pretty good. That's what Hunter Sun Jinwoo's doing. He's trying to build his army even more and more, and he's just defeating dragons, monsters, shadows, insects, giants, doesn't matter. He's just ripping them apart one by one. And his shadow army is also, you know, lending a hand as well. Lending a hand. Right? Oh, I need some water. So we see more dragons coming up against Hunter Sun Jinwoo. It's like that the army of Doom started moving. Since I cannot sense the Dragon King, I cannot think of their planning on making just my move yet. There's nothing to be disappointed about since there's a lot of time left. If he's hesitating to make a move, I just need to provide a reason for him to do so. Arise. Oh, there's C. We got a big freaking dragon just destroying all of that. That's pretty cool. You dare try to oppose the great Dragon King with mere puppets made by mana? Oh, is this the dragon talking? As someone who serves the Dragon King, I will destroy you. You talk too much. Oh, right behind him. Yep. And you see that six pack right there. Bam! Just destroys that dragon. The Shadow Monarch is becoming stronger. We will attack him. Monarch of the Transfiguration, you should stay here and wait for the Shadow Army's ambush. I understand. I won't let him go. So this guy wants to get to him. Okay. And then we see the soldiers just trying to fight out against those monsters, but they're not doing much of anything. Fire. Don't worry about saving your ammo. Just fire. You can at least stop them from moving by shooting at them, their legs or arms. We need to wait for the hunters for backup. Oh, He got killed. Someone got killed right there. One of the soldiers right there. They're just getting ripped apart. And then who? Thomas Andre. I've seen a lot of them in dungeons before. It's the Scavenger Guild. There were a lot of them, but they were all tough. It's Thomas Andre. He's here, although you're the human from last time. Oh, that guy, a weak vessel who's nearly died at the hands of the Beast Monarch. I am the king of the monstrous humanoids, the monarch of steel body. So this is the guy? The steel body guy? Okay. Yeah, that was the one that we saw like earlier before. I'm like, what is going on? Right? So steel body, okay. And then we have the monarch of transfiguration. Is it like a ghost? Surely you must realize that I could take your life in a blink of an eye. You still plan on getting in my way? Is that so? All right, I'm not very fond of confusing things. Oh, his shadow. It's been a while. Monarch of Steel Body. Oh, that's freaking Iron. Iron is saying like, oh, why is Shadow Army here? They must have been hiding within the human shadow while we were hiding their presence. Yeah, it's time. It's a fair fight. He got me. I must notify the Dragon King. Why? I can't reach him. Don't tell me. Oh, yeah, you got trapped, bro. You see that tusk? It's Tusk or Fang, right? He's blocking it. The strategy couldn't have been thought up by the Shadow Soldiers or the Shadow Monarch. It's like, it doesn't correspond to the way of the Shadow Army does things, which is to sentence the enemies in front of them to death. It's like, this is the way of the humans. Yeah, it's like, oh, he does not qualify to be a monarch. Take back what you said. Oh, Berus. It's a heavy sin to insult my king. A mere soldier dares stand in the way of a monarch? All right, we're going to see that. All right, we're going to fight. So we got to see. All right, so the steel body versus Berus. Let's see what happens there. Oh, now we see face to face. So now we have Sun Jinwoo against the Dragon King right there. That's crazy. So it's a plan. So Sun Jinwoo is thinking outside the box, not like an actual monarch right now. So now we go to chapter 173. So 73 is like, I can't get in contact with the monarch of Iron Body. Did he betray me? Or is it part of your sorcery? All right, so it's like, I must kill you for sure. Oh, so he's about to use his fire breath on that guy. All right, so let's see. So can he handle that attack? Ooh, it's like freaking lava right there. Just pure destruction. And then we see Sun Jinwoo is like, arise. So we have a bunch of dragons that are going to fight against the Dragon King. Oh. Damn. So we were going to see that. So now we have Hunter Lee. Things like giants aren't much of a problem as long as they're not fighting at sea. All the magic power over land is trembling. There are probably tens of thousands of hunters confronting endless numbers of magic beasts everywhere. Especially since I can feel my whole body getting pricked by magical power at a distance. Have they finally started over there as well? Yeah. So now we see the freaking Dragon Monarch against the Shadow Monarch. Are those good-for-nothing soldiers all you have? You must send your main forces to the Monarch of Iron Body and try to fight me with these mere troops? Huh? What's going on? Is he trying to run away? I won't let him go no matter what. All right, so he's going to chase him. I think it's going to be a trap, guys. So he goes into it. It's like, what? Oh, it was a trap right there. He already absorbed the troops of the Monarch of Iron Body? Yeah. Yep. Oh, he's fighting him. Yeah. So the Iron Body guy is dead. He's done. He got beat by Berus, and actually, not it's Berus and the Grand Marshal too. That's awesome. It's like he defeated the Monarch of Iron Body troops first, and then he came after me. Not a bad strategy. But you're being absurd, Shadow Monarch. All right. So, we have that other guy too. You might have thought that I've been the only one chasing after you, but you're wrong. These are the gates that the Monarch of Transfigurations, Yogumut, has prepared. By summoning these, I can summon as many troops as possible. Looks like I completely crushed your plans. This misjudgment of yours will be the cause of your death. It's your loss. Oh, he's smiling. Is like, cancel summon. It's like, why did you cancel all your summons? Don't tell me you've already given up. Well, after seeing this overwhelming difference between us, it's not strange for you to give up, right? No, I don't think he is. I think he's gonna do something. What? He's transforming. It can't be. You bastard. Stored in Kamish's runestone is the skill that the worst enemy of the dragon race. The roar from the soul that incapacitates everyone and drops them into despair, regardless of whether they're allies or foes. Incapacitates. Okay, incapacitates that. All right, so let me read that. So it says, so from the runestone, a roar from the soul that incapacitates everyone and drops them into despair, regardless of whether they're allies or foes. And it says fire, and he's just screaming right there. Almost, it looks like a beast right there. That's not bad. Pretty cool. And then what's going to happen to everyone else right there? Oh, the dragons are being affected. Even the monarch. I understand if the dragons can't move, but did he manage to render Yogumut incapable of moving as well? Follow me. Oh, he's telling him, it's like, could it have all been for this moment? Yeah. Oh, he knows he effed up right there. So now he took him to his castle right there. This is a place on the opposite side of the world where your army is. While all-in-out war would be more advantageous to you, it would have had that many troops. It would also eat up all your magic power much faster. Your plan to bring me here alone is an amazing strategy. Is this your castle? That's right. Considering it belongs to the monarch, it's not that impressive. Oh my gosh. Even so, I thought that castle will be perfect to commemorate your death. Yeah, he's not playing around right now. He's like, yeah, time to put up or shut up. It's pretty awesome. Just how freaking awesome he looks. So freaking awesome. Right there. So now he did a really good strategy right there against him. It's like this. So this is the fight. It would be. It can last until my troops could find me or not. All right. So now they're gonna transform right there. Now we see the dragon, its true form, against Sun Jinwoo and his shadow army. Wow. But it's funny how everything turned against him right there at that moment. That he thought it was like, yeah, you think you have your, everything together, but nope. No, I don't think so. And even that other monarch of transfiguration, it wasn't enough either as well. He basically, walked into Jinwoo's trap right there, because he's not thinking like an actual monarch at all. It's more like a human. And Yamahut is the one that can actually summon gates right there. It's a weird name. So now we go to chapter 174. So we go to 174. And we're going to see what is happening. So right now it's daytime. It's like the flames of war are all over the U.S. territory. All kinds of mana are running wild and spreading throughout this region. Oh, I never thought Hunter Sung was telling the truth. What are we supposed to do now? He's not the only hunter we have. Hunters from all around the world have thrown themselves into battle, right? Whether they're E ranks or S ranks. The abilities of an E rank is slightly above that of a normal human. Surely they realize that, other than the fact that they carry around magical weapons unlike soldiers. They won't be able to contribute that much to the battle. And it's not any different in case of C ranks or D ranks. When E rank hunts one beast, D ranks would only be hunting 3 of them. The C ranks would be hunting around 10. This is even the case for S ranks, right? Even though they may be capable of killing thousands of them, they will even eventually perish just like any other, any other or another of their many stars. Okay. However, and they're doing a good job. When those individual stars fall and draw shapes into the sky, although very faintly, they will show us the future. People call this hope. So we're hoping, man. We're hoping that Sun Jinwoo is able to turn in the tides. This Hunter Sung seems to have succeeded in luring them into the nearby uninhabited island in Japan. I remember Hunter Sung telling me something before. He told me that there was an uninhabited island tens of kilometers in the size, in which a gate of giants collapsed and an enormous amount of mana spread throughout the region. If the battle was to take place there, he would be able to minimize the damage done. Is that why he was been hiding in such a place in all this time? Should I dispatch a couple of hunters there just in case? Aren't all the S-rank hunters in the US right now? What kind of hunters would be sent out? We could send an E-rank hunter. Did you know that even Hunter Sung used to be an E-rank hunter? Pardon? I know that's possible. For an E-rank hunter to become a hero. That's right. Let's go, bro. So now we're going to see the battle between the Dragon King and also the Shadow Monarch. And we see Bellion is trying to fight as much as possible. And then we see other minions too getting into the battle. We see Tusk. You see the Wyvern as well. Then we see Beruz. Then we see Greed also getting into the fight. And then you see the dragon just getting hit by it, but I don't know if it's doing any damage. Now Ingress is getting into the fight as well. I think it's working pretty well. How amusing. What? I like fights where I overwhelm the enemy with a significant difference in numbers, but I do find the opposite situation quite amusing. What? Allow me to show you the real thing. Dragon Fear. Oh, so it's like actually like it's like basically like an attack. A Dragon Fear, huh? Rendering everybody useless. It says Dragon Fear attack from the King of Dragons. I can't control my shadow soldiers like this. Cancel summon. So he's about to attack right now. Oh, just destroyed. Come back, Kaisel. All right. Just utter destruction of force right there. This is the real thing. The avatar of destruction who doesn't hesitate to sacrifice oneself for the sake of raging war. The amalgam of blood, scream madness and destruction. A being created solely for the purpose of war. That is me, Antarius, the King of Dragons and the Monarch of Destruction. So the Monarch of Destruction. So okay. So this stupid guy right here is the whole cause of it. So now we know a name right there. Antares. Antares is the freaking dragon's name. The enormous amount of mana from when the King of Giants died must have sunk into the ground, and yet it didn't last against that attack. Even undying soldiers would perish immediately if they were to take direct hit of his breath. And now it's like, you do not have to be so nervous, Shadow Monarch. When you grabbed my arm, I could have easily broken free, but I did not because you impressed me by driving me into a corner. And as a fellow monarch, I wanted to have a quiet conversation with you. What? If you have inherited the previous Shadow Monarch's memories, then you must already know this. But our ultimate enemy is not this world, but exists beyond the skies. The army of rulers. Their only meaning in existence is to destroy the monarchs who were born within the darkness. And the Shadow Monarch is not an exception to this. I was planning on eliminating you and preparing to fight with them, but I've changed my mind after seeing how you fight. You possess a different set of talents compared to Osborne. Or Ashbourne, I should say. And I saw your glamorous victory within your talents. If you want me to let your family live, I will do so. If you want me to preserve your country, I will do so as well. If you wish for me and my soldiers to depart from this land, I will live quietly, become the owner of this land. And I'm not talking about the castle in the hills. I mean the owner of this entire planet. You possess such qualifications. Well, he's actually offering to him. He's like, all you have to do is hold my hand. If we combine our forces to defeat the soldiers of the rulers, your family, your country, and your entire planet will regain peace and freedom. How about it, Shadow Monarch? Will you join me? He's like about to say, don't make me laugh. What? He's like, yeah. You expect me to believe you when your eyes are screaming that you want to kill me? Oh, yeah, he knows right there. I guess I can't hide it. This was my final mercy to you. We'll see. And then prepare, Shadow Monarch. And then we're gonna prepare. We're gonna prepare to see exactly what Jinwoo is gonna be made out of. All right, so 175, we're gonna see Jinwoo, and then the freaking Destruction Monarch, the Monarch of Destruction. Okay, so all right, so what are we gonna do right now? So are you trying to run away? No. It's like, Queso, go downwards. So he's gonna go downwards, try to hit him like in his weak spot right there. So we see Jinwoo like going in, attacking almost like on the neck area, all the way trying to get into his eye. But I don't know if it's gonna do anything. It says it did not leave a single scratch, and it says you can't hurt me with something like that. Let's get out of here, Queso. All right. It's like Dragon Fear again. He's using that stupid Dragon Fear again, which is like basically like a paralysis attack on the other things right there. Then Queso's also can't do anything. It's like, damn it. So what's going on? Queso just threw him? Queso. Oh, just destroyed. Did Queso sacrifice himself? You probably won't die by something like that. And then we see Jinwoo hopping up. It's like, this surface smells like magma. Yeah, it's like literally you're battling a volcano right now. Arise. So we're gonna see who's he rising to. It's like, oh, Queso again? Yeah, it's Queso. No, the other dragons that he actually get. Oh, there you go. That's what you get. So bam, trying to hit him right there. So you see all the dragons kind of like the shadow ones kind of teaming up. The ones that actually came out of the gate, it's like, are the fires of the ancient dragons that Lebel-eob used to lead ineffective against him? He's got unimaginably more power and defense compared to everyone I've fought so far. I can't use my usual way of fighting against that kind of the King of Dragons. I need a stronger power. I need power, a power that can defeat an armored mountain with only my bare hands. Wait up, armor? Is he gonna do something right now? Oh, even the dragons were enough. It's like, are you trying to defeat me with that lowly shadow? What? What's that? The power of darkness is coming towards that bastard. What are you scheming again? Armor. I can use the power of darkness to put in armor, to make it bigger and stir your dark armor, to make it so big that even living thing in the world can feel it. So I can make it so big that every living thing in the world can see it. So what is Jinwoo doing? He's like becoming really big. Ultralization? No, that's impossible. The Shadow Monarch was originally one of the fragments of light, so they shouldn't have any other forms. That should be his original form, but how can his form be so enormous? It can't be. Did that bastard summon the power of death on Earth? How did he do that? He was just a normal human until recently. Oh my gosh, it's like, how is he able to control the power of death to this extent? This is me? Oh, it's like, this is the true strength of the Shadow Monarch. Ashborn has left me. So he became, oh, so that's Jinwoo. That's his armor form right now. Not bad, bro. Not bad. From within my body, from the inside of this normal body, I can feel incredible and unimaginable amount of power endlessly flowing through me. I see. You're someone who has spent all your life living in the realm of living and the dead. So that's why the Shadow Monarch Ashborn was able to pass on such a power to a mere human. This human has been fighting a battle against himself all along, even before he received this power. For the sake of living, I must kill that bastard. Yeah, he's too dangerous. Yeah, he's maybe, but no, I think your time is up. And now you see Jinwoo literally blocking that attack against him, and now he's hitting him. Oh, yeah, now we have a fair fight going on equal terms. Now we have the King of the Dragons versus the Shadow Monarch, head to head right now. It is happening. We're seeing like just the collision of just two unstoppable amounts of power right now. It's getting good. It's getting good, guys. So that was my mistake. That had to be on chapter 175, but it just continued. So right now we're in 176. Okay, so we're now right 176, right? So do apologize for that. So now we're in 176. It's like, so now we're seeing a good amount of power right now. Oh, bam. They're just hitting each other hard right now. Back and forth between the dragon, and then you see the armor too. Bam, just hitting him. Bam, hitting right there. So now Jinwoo's actually one sent flying. It's like, he got hit pretty bad. So now we see the dragon trying to hit him again. No, evaded that. We see Jinwoo. He lost a little bit of his arm right now, but I think he's trying to regain it. So now Jinwoo goes close up to attack. And again, it's just unstoppable amounts of power between both of them. They're just hitting each other left and right. Now you see that the dragon is using his tail, right? Oh, you see there's two huge waves. Bam! Interesting. Oh, so now we have Jinwoo summoning swords, shadow swords, and he's aiming towards the freaking Dragon King. The Dragon King using the fire breath. No, it's like, again, it's just back and forth between those two right there. Bam! Just destruction all over the place. And you just see Jinwoo, he's hurting right now. He is hurting. Oh, was that just enough right there? He's like, it takes an enormous amount of stamina just to maintain that great power. This is my last offer. Do you really not intend to join me? I don't intend on cooperating with a monster. So we see Jinwoo. Like, this is like almost like his final form right now, which is pretty cool, to say the least, right there. Right? So we see that. It's like, that's his like final form right there. Pretty cool. He just has like this shadow of armor right there protecting him. How foolish. So we see the Dragon King. And then now we're going to see what is going to be the final fight. So now they're fighting against swords. So now both of their transformations are back down to a human-like thing. The Monarch of Transfiguration and the Army of Destruction is now destroying your everything. In the end, you won't be able to protect, even at this moment while we are crossing swords. Even if you are the king of the dead, as a human, you must fear death. Do you wish for the flame that even incarnates death itself to turn you into ashes? Soon, everything you are trying to protect will be nothing more than an illusion. Surely you must sense it, since you have awakened to the powers of Ashborn. The countless cries of suffering in the land and the world. Oh, he got stabbed. So Jinwoo is like, this is what a war is. Oh, it's like, This is the sound of the army of destruction ravaging humanity. Listen to the cries of suffering. Let their despair become contagious and silence everyone. So now it's like, regret your decision. I should be the one saying that. Oh, so now Sun Jinwoo has a freaking dagger in front of him, hits him, but it's blocking him. You thought a dagger made out of a dragon's tooth could harm the king of the dragons? Don't you find this amusing? A fight between a flame born within darkness and a darkness born within light. However, it seems that this fight is nearing its end. That's right. I can see the end. Oh, Jinwoo says that. And then the king of dragons says, oh, so did you decide that resistance is futile? That's right. The army of destruction doesn't even need to find this place. Okay. Since I will raise their morale by beheading you, foolish monarch. The sun darkens the shadows. Oh, so now all of them are coming in. All of the summons are coming in to grab him. It's like, you scoundrel, I'll rip you to pieces and turn you scoundrel, I will rip you to pieces and turn you into Drake food. I will give you a miserable death for resisting against the king of the dragons until the final moment. Now let's see, where's gonna go? Senju. Oh, that's his dad. His dad is with them right there. And then we see Ashbourne as well. And then we see Jinwoo when he was before at that moment. Slices him. Slices the freaking king of the dragons like no tomorrow. I wonder if you can see your own death. And he kills them right there. Oh, that's the dagger that the dad gave him. He used the dagger that the dad gave him. It's beautiful right there. That is beautiful. So he is using that dagger that the dad gave him. That's beautiful right there. So the dad gave him a dagger, right? At the very end. So now we see lightning just shattering. And now we're going to see what the conclusion is. Is this the end? Is this the end of that freaking King of the Dragons? Will it be enough? Right? But I'm going to show you, I'm trying to see if I can like fit this dagger right here so you guys can see it, because it's freaking awesome. But it's nothing too, how can I say this? Like, there's nothing too glamorous about that dagger, but I think it's more like a symbolic symbol for, like, because he used it for the dad's sake right there. It's like, this is for my dad, for all the hell he had to go through. So now we go to chapter so let's see. So we go to chapter 177, right? So we go to chapter 177. Okay. So we go to 177 to see what's gonna happen. It's like, I didn't expect that one, but it shouldn't have been possible. I'm certain I didn't see a gate when I first arrived here. An enormous amount of energy would have been required to connect the two worlds. So how is the ruler's army here? So the rulers are here. Were you aiming for this the entire time? To distort space with the clash of great powers, bringing your allies from the other world here? The reason you distracted the army and the reason you brought me here, I simply thought it was because you wanted to have an undisturbed fight. But there's no way you could have communicated with the rulers. There was a way. The vessel of the rulers, the vessel that they lend their powers to, were still here. Oh, we're talking about Andre and then Louis, the Chinese hunter and then the American hunter. Is that so? So you used the vessel to prepare the gate to this place. You found a way to win the war even if you were to lose the battle. It's my complete loss for only looking at the smaller battle. It's you, isn't it? The monarch of the white flames and the beast monarch. You're the one who commanded them to attack the Shadow Monarch. Did the monarch of white flame tell you this? Is like, oh, he's remembering the past right there. Ashbourne. Ashburn wanted to send you his regards. Oh, he flipped him off right there. Ah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. This was like game over from the beginning right there. So the rulers came out of nowhere. It's like, yep, this is it. This is it right there. The rulers came, and like what else can you do? And now you see freaking Jinwoo just flipping him off right there. It's like Ashmore gives his regards, just flips him off right there. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. That's classic Jinwoo right there. You bastard. And he's still like sliced up. And then what happens now? Oh, we see the rulers just destroying him right now. Yep. Yeah. The rulers are now killing the monarch right there. Is like the brightest fragment of luminosity. That guy right there. Oh, wow. The world is covered by such bright light and such dark shadows. I didn't have any chance of winning from the start. I shall wait within the true eternal rest, not the illusionary eternal rest that you created. And then I shall meet you again there. And he got defeated. He basically got his ass handed to him by the rulers. Don't worry. I'll see you again soon enough. And now he got destroyed. So now he says, you've ended our war. I don't know how I can ever show my appreciation. I don't know if this could be called showing appreciation, but I do have a request. A request? It's something only you can do for me. I will do everything within my powers to aid you. Wow, so the rulers are actually gonna add to them. All right, okay. It's like just once more. Could I use the cup of reincarnation just once more? What? Really? Did you just ask whether you can use the cup of reincarnation to turn back time? That's right. Even if you were to turn back time using God's gadget, the consciousness of the higher beings will still remain. Okay? You still do it even though the deceased monarchs would come back to life with their memories from this life intact? Really? So he's going to use this cup right here, the cup of reincarnation. That's right. And once you turn back time, I want you not to send anyone to Earth. I will take care of the monarchs and their armies by myself in the dimensional gap. You're willing to take on the entire war all by yourself. What's your reasoning for doing this? You've used the cup of reincarnation many times, but this is the best result we could have gotten yet. And he's remembering. It's like he's looking at the dagger that his dad says, I lost too many people in this battle, and I want to bring them back. So he's knowing that. He's like, this is it. The durability of the cup of reincarnation has almost been exhausted. If you are to fail this time, you won't be able to turn back time again. If you stop now, you could be remembered as the hero who stopped the invasion of the monarchs and forever be remembered by the people. However, no one will be able to remember the fight you are getting into now. If you are to lose, the fragments will be waiting for you. And even if you are to win, no one will be there to congratulate you. You still wish to turn back time? He's thinking about it. He's like saying, yeah. And he's remembering all the people that are fighting. Miss Ma, everybody. The chairman Wu. You see Jin Ho as well. I will go back in time. And then you see, so you want to save not just a portion of the world, but the entire world within your own hands. You will to carry everything by yourself. Reminds me of Ashbourne, your predecessor. I understand. I wish you the best of luck. Wait, what would happen to the shadow soldiers which didn't exist in the past? It's like the beings which overlap with the past would perish, and the beings which do not will remain. I got it. I'm ready now. So he's actually going to do it. He's actually going to get the cup right now. May your courage save your world. So now Jinwoo, with the help of those guys right there, the allies of Ashbourne were there. Wow. And then Now a bright light engulfs the world. That's crazy. And we're almost at the end, guys. We're almost at the end. Wow. Wow. So Jinwoo actually took everything by himself. So now we go to chapter 178. I think we only have 2 more chapters after this, and then we're done. So he's remembering. Oh, so there's a flash of light that is appearing all over the world. You see the mom and the daughter looking at the light. You see the chairman Wu. You see Louis Zhuang. You see Thomas Andre. You see Beck. You see Mr. Choi. You see Miss Ma as well. And the whole world is just bright right now. We don't know what is going on, but I think it's because he's turning back time right now. So now the world is basically back how it started. Jinna, could you wake up your brother for me? Yes. Oppa. Oh, he's back. He's when he was a little kid. He's like, Oppa. Oh, you're already awake? He's back. He's like a little freaking kid right now. Oh boy. He's like a little kid. A little adorable Jinwoo. So Jinwoo is back to the past 10 years, actually. Jinna, who just washed up, the smell of stew that was being cooked, and the sound of chopping. Jinwoo, are you awake? That's the mom. So it's like, in my room that's full of that's my smell. Father? Father, not dad. Oh, his dad is alive again. Why are you suddenly acting that way? Oh, he's crying. I think I just had a nightmare. So everyone's looking like, what's going on? Yeah, my nightmare has ended. My nightmare is over. And now I'm with my younger sister, my mother, who's healthy, and my father, who didn't disappear. I was giving a last chance to set everything right. That's adorable right there. You see that. So the dad is back, and then you see the mom too. The mom is back, healthy, right? So the dad, is back and is like, father, not dad. Like, don't you call me dad right there? And he was even crying. It's like, wow. So everything is almost like how it was before at that moment, right? He says, I won't lose this opportunity. I can now rewrite the future that it is to come, but just for a little bit. Isn't it okay for me just to treasure this peace that I am feeling? So he's back to his old school and as a reward for myself. I know it as well. I know that beyond those skies, there are monarchs preparing a humongous gates to attack us right now. It's like gaming kind of thing. But for just a little longer, if this time that I'm enjoying wouldn't cause harm to anyone, then I would like to stay here and enjoy it for a day longer. So I see the mom is like looking at Jinwoo's desk. It's like, I'll come back after I'm done what I need to do. So Jinwoo is actually, he has his shadows right there. Even though at a young age, he's actually batting a gate. So we have Beru, we have the Grand Marshal. This empty world that has nothing but endless darkness feels extremely lonely if there isn't any fighting. Right? And then we see some of the other some of the other monarchs as well. Oh, that's the Transfiguration Monarch. It's like, I've won my fight against the monarchs. I killed the Monarch of Transfiguration, who was at the core of everything. And so, it's been 27 years since I've entered the dimensional crack. 27 years, that's crazy. And it looks like the long and dreary fight is finally coming to an end soon. The only remaining enemies are the Dragon Emperor and his direct soldiers, the Brigade of Destruction. I'm glad that that time flows differently outside compared into here. So in the gate, it actually has a bigger timeline. Oh, that's crazy. Around 2 years have passed in the outside world, I guess. Meeting everyone again after 2 years, I wonder how father and mother are doing. How much would Jin Ah have changed? Should I wait for her to grow up more before I explain what happened to her? And it says, my liege, we finished things up here. There are no enemies that are still breathing. All right, we won't lose a second time. Arise. So now he has his own army right now. That's crazy. The monarch of Transfiguration, Yamagut, has been defeated. Shall we move to somewhere further from here? Where are they? It's like, I'm tired of running away. We'll fight him right here. The Shadow Monarch is truly amazing. I didn't expect you to use the cup of reincarnation to turn back time. To think that I meet you up again, alive and breathing, but this time for one of us to rest in peace for eternity. I am Antares. What is your name? I am the second Shadow Monarch. Sun Jinwoo. So Sun Jinwoo now has like that freaking awesome armor right there. 27 years. Do you have anything else to say? No. So now they're gonna fight again. Both Jinwoo and then the King of Dragons again, just fighting, and then his army against his army of dragons. That is crazy. And I think now, guys, this is it. This is gonna be the final chapter of Solo Leveling, right? It's gonna be the final chapter. So we're gonna see right now, chapter 179. In the real world, 2 years had passed. Due to someone's fortune teller said, the entirety of America was shaken. But God, who's about to bring doom, will soon descend upon this land. Normally, this prophecy wouldn't have received any attention. However, the problem was that Norma Selner was the one who gave this prophecy. The god of death will descend on this land along with an infinite number of soldiers of death. We won't be able to escape from death. There's no way for us to escape from the god of death. 2 years ago, she who was suddenly enlightened had predicted the death of a North Korean dictator, the terrorist kidnapping of passengers, and the crash of the stock market due to the huge crash of the real estate industry, and etc. Numerous prophecies of hers have been accurate and have caused her to be the center of all the controversies. And now she suddenly says that the world will come to an end, and of course everyone would be in shock. And the next day, in the skies of Seoul, a huge black hole that covered almost the whole sky had appeared. Selner's prophecy then made headlines in the newspapers in the world. Over there? It's like, it's coming. The hole is opening right now. So we see another gate and everybody's like, what's that? Is that all? Nothing's coming through. Oh, I think it's Sun Jinwoo came out of the gate. We're glad you returned safely. Welcome back, Sun Jinwoo. Who's this guy? Oh, should I call you the Shadow Monarch? I didn't expect you to appear in the form of a middle schooler. It's because people might have been scared if I came out with my full bearded face. It doesn't feel bad to have at least one person welcoming you back. We really didn't think that you'd be able to make it back right after trying to take care of everything alone. But right now, I see that your steps carry the weight of ten thousands of soldiers. I'm sure that you're not here just to give me a flower banquet. What business does the envoy of the rulers have with me? So the envoy, huh? The rulers have a message for you, the Shadow Monarch. This might be a long conversation. Shall we move to another location to talk? All right, I just happen to have the place that I like to drop in mind. It's like, oh, a little ice cream place? You wanted to drop by an ice cream shop? It's like, after being in a place where there's nothing for so long, it's natural that one would have to eat something sweet. What did the rulers say? They would like to thank you as usual. Forget the formalities. Is there a problem? No, in fact, I'm here because of all the problems have been resolved. Oh, so this is the guy, the envoy of the rulers, huh? So this is the guy that's welcoming him back. So he knows that he's taking a human form. The rulers are worried about your powers, which can influence the direction of the world. As you know, the power that you possess is not something the world is ready for. So, this world doesn't even have mana and is way too weak, which is why, if you're okay with it, we're wondering if you would mind moving to another world that's ready to accept your power. So then Jinwoo says, instead of doing something that's such a pain in the ass like moving me to another world, there's also an option just for me, sealing me away completely. It's like, yeah, so it's like, you could seal me away. That's what he says. Of course, that's possible. The envoy says, oh, look at Jinwoo. It's like, oh, now that I no longer have any use, are you guys getting rid of me? Oh, look at that. You're making little Jinwoo all mad. And he's in junior high, by the way. But he looks menacing, even in that young age. Just like, so he says, now that I'm no longer used to you guys, are you getting rid of me because you're afraid of the powers that I possess? Says, no, that's definitely not it. He's like literally like, oh, he's panicking. Please read this. The god of death will be descending on this land. What about, it's like, what about this article? What's this article about? Before you came back, Cylinder had created an uproar with her prophecy. Back then, you disappeared. She wasn't such a powerful fortune teller, but after coming into contact with our world, her life has changed. So you are saying that my existence has brought about this change? Yes, Monarch. Could we talk again another time instead? I will do that. Oh, great Monarch. It's like, all right. In every living organism has a fixed purpose for their existence. Then once thing's for sure. I was like, I, who became the Shadow Monarch and stopped the world's odd phenomena, and the monarchs with my and the monarchs with my strength have completed my mission. I fulfilled my purpose. But a great amount of power that has served its purpose is a pain to deal with. Just the nuclear materials that have reached in the end of their lifespan. If that's the case, there's a lot of questions. Would I now become an existence that this place doesn't need anymore? He's like, how meaningless. Oh, I think that's Miss Ma that's passing by. And I think Jinwoo sees that. He's like, wait a minute. It's like the time will come. And I think it is when the question of whether it's okay for me to remain in this place will be answered. What's this? Did ice cream also smell so good? However, he's remembering, like, you see the sister and then the friend. If there's a reason to remain in this place, then you see, Buke. That's the guy that was the white tiger girl. I think he's a fireman now. It's probably, you see the mom grocery shopping, that there are still people that I love in this place. Jinho in the school, and people who, the teacher, love me are still here. Oh, and then we see the healer girl too, right? We see her. Then we see Mr. Sung. He has both his arms back. And then you see the construction workers, the ones that left them to die. We see the two freaking brothers making trouble again. And then you see Mr. Choi. Oh, Mr. Choi. And then you see the martial artist guy. Okay. Oh, the superstar guy, which is why that's enough reason for me to stay here. Oh, Jinho's dad and the mom right there. I'll stay here. And Andre taking care of flowers. 5 other reasons as to why I should stay here. Oh, you see that's Chairman Wu. He's a detective, I guess. And the chairman is alive too. And now you see about, like, just, a sunlight brushing towards a certain, I guess, tree. And then you see, Miss Ma right there. You see Miss Ma looking at that. It's like, huh? That's what I've decided on. Oh, so are they young? Because I think they're middle schoolers, right? And that's it. Oh, that's it. That's the end. That is the end of Solo Leveling. Wow, that's it. So I'm gonna repeat what it was read right now. It says, so at the very end, I'll stay here. So that's enough reason for me to stay here, and I'll stay here and find other reasons as why I should stay here. That's it. That's what I've decided on. And then you see, and then that's it. It says, hello, all the readers, right? So this is basically the author and the artist talking to us, the readers. So this is the end. So it says, to all of our readers, I am Jang Sung Rank. Thank you for loving our series despite its flaws. I also took on solo leveling as a new challenge. I was able to learn a lot of things. I'm really happy and also sorry at the same time for the love that we've received this whole time. In our journey to bring the series to an end, I would like to thank all of our artists who helped me. Park Mugun, who helped me by myself in season 1, and Lee Mungo, who helped me doing the 2 people's work temporary for 1 of the 2 months. Both of them have done a lot as they wanted in the series to do well. I would like to take this time to say that without the passion and the help from the 2 of them, I wouldn't be able to come up with such a good series. I would like to thank them for it, especially Lee Mugun, who was a colleague that was more important than anyone else. The most important colleague, he stayed with me and worked on the series as he colored the chapters until the very end. I would like to especially express my thanks to him. The names of everyone who helped me with the series but didn't give permission to reveal their names will be kept hidden. I also like to thank the author who wrote the original manuscript and everyone at Recite Studio and their partner company, DNC Webtoon Riz. And then we basically have the ending of Solo Leveling. That is it. And basically that's it. Solo Leveling has now ended after 179 chapters, right? And that itself is it, man. It is it. It is over. We finished it, guys. We finished Solo Leveling together. And what a freaking ending, man. What a freaking ending. I can only imagine just, the journey that Sun Jinwoo had to do, and that was like the ultimate sacrifice of what he had to do. Just that he had to basically save the world all by himself, and at the same time he says he lost so many people that he was willing to go back in time in order for him to right the wrongs and to save the people that he couldn't save, because he even said, I made a lot of mistakes there and I want to correct them. That's the only way that I can abide by this, right? So in that moment, he's thinking to himself, this is a perfect opportunity for me to basically right the wrongs, to save the people. Even if people don't remember me, I will still do my best to save everyone. And that was the case of it. And he was able to do everything. And a lot of people didn't even know it. The only person that knew what his plan was Miss Lelner, which was the upgrader, quote unquote, the one that could know the future a little bit, the fortune teller and the upgrader. But it was just amazing. And I don't know if the manga was brought in or brought to an end abruptly for whatever his reasons, but I don't know. I think for this ending itself, the ending itself maybe could have done a little better, right? This is just me just talking out loud, but at the same time, I don't think there could have been any other way to have ended it, right? Maybe there could have been more ways to do it, right? Who knows? How do we really know how it could have been ended, right? So I'm going to show you right now all of the what we read so far, right? Almost like a recap of everything. And it's just so much stuff, guys. So much stuff of what is happening right now. So just give me one sec so that way I can show you exactly what I see, so you guys can see it too. All have we read, right? All right, so we see right here, and I'm going to take this off right here. You're seeing at this very moment, the solo leveling, that this is the thing that popped up in his windows, like that he died, right? And is he willing to do another skill, right? And he was appearing all of this. It's like, would you like to restart the world? But then he figured out that there was this guy, Ashford, that was inside him all along, right? And at that moment, that's when he was dying. He was dying because he got stabbed by the Beast Monarch at that very moment. And in that very moment, we see that Sun Jinwoo was able to say, you know what? I'm going to take the powers of the Shadow Monarch, right? I'm going to take it and I'm going to make sure that those people pay. And he did. And you saw that the fear of the Beast Monarch right there, right? You saw the fear right there. And then the Frost Monarch got destroyed as well. But I guess the most important thing from that experience, when he was in his deeper, realization where everything he saw was an illusion, he saw himself as like, I am you and you are me. And if you accept these powers, then you have to fight. And I think that was like the most beautiful thing right there, where you saw that Jinwoo and then the Shadow Monarch Ashbourne kind of had an agreement. It's like, this is my eternal peace. And he was able to defeat it. But in that moment, we saw that the dad came there to save his kid, and he was able to say his final goodbye. And then you saw Jinwoo just, destroyed a little bit, just sad about what happened. And in that moment, he knows that, what else could he have done? Nothing much more. He had to do what he had to do to save his family. And at that moment, I think the wife kind of understood, because I think there was a deeper bond. Even though she's not a hunter, she felt that the husband passed away peacefully, saving the family like he wanted to from the very beginning, right? So in that moment, when the gate opened, then we saw a horde of shadow people just coming out, dragons, we see warriors, we see this grand marshal, right, that bowed to him and says, all right, we're gonna follow you right here. And in that moment, you saw that Jinwoo's power just literally exploded once he accepted the power of the Shadow Monarch. His power just went up, and he was just a completely different person right then and there. And you can tell that he was very in control of the power. But in that moment, we saw the sadness between the families, where they were happy that Jinwoo was safe, right? But I think he had to break the news to the mom and the sister that the dad wasn't coming back, because the dad, he did the ultimate sacrifice right there. So the next thing was just training in general. He was training for the upcoming war that was about to appear, right? It was the war that was coming from the other monarchs and fighting the rulers. But then he figured out that the rulers actually wanted to help the Shadow Monarch, because the Shadow Monarch was telling him a story of how this guy, right, the one that wanted to end the war, gave him, Ashbourne, the power of darkness, right? So when he went out with the Shadow Army to, defeating all of the monsters and everything, he goes back, he sees that the ruler, the absolute ruler, right, he basically got killed by his own creations right there. So he almost felt betrayed. So now this guy, Ashbourne, says like, now what? Like, and they're asking for forgiveness though. So when you saw those angels right there, they were not there to fight Ashbourne. They were actually asking for forgiveness, and saying, we had to do it for this specific reason, to end the war, because the absolute ruler, this guy right here, was doing it out of entertainment. And guess what? He actually had the same how can I say this? No, not this guy. This guy is actually Ashbourne that became so Ashbourne is this guy. But there's the absolute ruler, looked exactly like the statue that Sun Jinwoo basically that with the creepy smile and everything, right? So I don't think it's here, but you can kind of understand, like, it almost looked like an angelic position kind of thing. So it almost looked like this, but remember, it had a face, right? So the absolute ruler, right, he was the one that was liking for the entire entertainment, just destroying one another, right? And the more Jinwoo was using the power, the more he could see Ashbourne in him, right? So when we're looking at Ashbourne's memories, we were seeing more of from his perspective, what he went through and why he became the Shadow Monarch, right? He, at that moment, this is Ashbourne. This is the one where he basically was dying at that very moment, right? So after all that said and done, that's when we saw the other people coming in, the other monarchs, right? So we saw this dragon dude and then some other people, you know, coming in and destroying the entire world like no tomorrow. And it was just an armed battle. He literally destroyed the entire country of Canada, and it was already destroying so many parts of the US. And Jinwoo had a good strategy, very good strategy, you know, trying to outmaneuver him. And at the end, it wasn't about winning that battle. It was basically biding time until the rulers came in to assist them, and there was no other choice. But Cylinder right here, she was the one that was looking towards the future, and she says she was crying because like, I can't believe you're gonna take this all by yourself, right? And Jinwoo understood that. So this is the guy that was the last big opponent that Jinwoo had to defeat, the King of Dragons, right? So the King of Dragons right there, he was the one that was the toughest one out of all of them, right? But at that moment, you know, Jinwoo did what he was supposed to do. He defeated him. He defeated him with the help of the rulers right here, right? He defeated him soundly, because even the rulers just bam, just destroyed him, just shred him. And then he used the cup of reincarnation, that cup right there, to go back in time in 10 years, but he was able to regain all of his shadows and attack, because he said, I want to basically fight against the monarchs on my own way, right? So, you know, he got defeated. It was all a plan right there, because the monarchs had no way to defeat these guys, the angelic beings from the heavens. And then the whole world reset, right? Because he says, I want to make wrongs right. Saw his past. He came out like as a boy, but then after a while, he went back to the dungeon, to the different dimension, and went back to defeat all of the monarchs by himself. Absolutely amazing. And coming back, one of the envoys of the rulers came back to congratulate him, and he says, so you don't want me anymore? Now you want to get rid of me? He's like, no. It's like, you just have so much power, right? But now that he has so much power, he can finally go back into fulfill that promise to Miss Ma right there as a, you know, middle schooler. And this is the ending. This is basically the last scene of Solo Leveling Manga. That's the last scene where we basically saw, you know, Miss Ma, and she says like, I didn't think the smell of ice cream was so good. So she has that keen sense of smell, and that attracted to him as well. So both of them are middle schoolers, and he says, I want to go forward. And we just saw everyone doing just normal stuff, nothing about magics or anything like that. And then we got the thanks of the authors for being together, and you see Jinwoo, you see Berus, you see Tank, you see Greed, you see Ingress, you see the Wyvern, you see Tusk or Fang, you see Iron, you see Greed, all those people right there. And that was just a beautiful way of ending everything with Solo Leveling, right? So it was just amazing, guys. Just reading everything, it was so emotional about the dad and then Sun Jinwoo paying the ultimate sacrifice. He was willing to save the world even though nobody in the world would know about his heroic deeds, right? Because he knew saving the world was more important than his own ambition, right? I wonder how many people would be able to do that by themselves, right? So it was amazing, guys. Like Solo Leveling from the beginning to end was just amazing. It's been an amazing journey, right? Like so many just memories of Solo Leveling, and I can't believe that it's done. Like after 179 chapters, the story of Solo Leveling is done. And yes, I do know that there is a continuation of Solo Leveling, but I would put that in the category of Solo Leveling 2 or continuation. I still haven't thought of a title of it, but I know for sure that that's a continuation of, you know, after this is over, right? So I have to figure out if the author is okay with us interpreting it as, you know, this new, you know, story of Jinwoo and Jinwoo Sun, by the way, is it connected to it, right? And it is connected towards it, but is it connected to this story specifically, right? Or can we call this an entire new story, but it's using the same mechanics, is using the same lore of it? It's almost like, for example, like Dragon Ball Z, right? So you have Dragon Ball, you have Dragon Ball Z, and then you choose where the story wants to go. Do you choose that you are going to follow Dragon Ball GT, or are you going to follow going Dragon Ball Super, right? It depends on what the author is telling us, right? So I think we're going to get more clarity like that. Like, is this going to be the actual continuation, or is this like a separate type of universe of Solo Leveling, you know, the continuation story? But here are my thoughts of Solo Leveling. And there's a reason why that Solo Leveling is probably the best-selling webtoon manhwa Korean comic of all time. It's still the number one out of any other comic, Korean comic in the entire world, right? I got to be specific. The Korean comic is one of the best sellings, and it has more translations than any other one in the entire world. And right now, we're on the midst of watching its anime coming soon on January 6th, right? On a Saturday of next year of 2024, right? It's going to be quite a ride. And I have to say, thank you. Thank you to the author. Thank you to the author of this, that this was just an amazing piece of literature. It was just so freaking awesome, just everything. I have to say thank you to Debu Redai Studio. I have to say thank you to Chu-Gong, which is the original story manuscript, and then adapted by H-Goon, right? So those are the ones, people that are, I have to say thankful. Thank you for, you know, providing this awesome story. Thank you for letting your work be translated and be spread around the world. Thank you for giving us these intense battles, these interesting stories, and, you know, the question of, you know, even if you are the weakest person by a measure of strength, we're talking about physical strength, you could still have the strongest heart. And because you have the strongest determination and heart, those things are key to keep on living, to keep on working hard, and to also protect the people that you care about as well. I think those are some of the underlying things that we learned from this story of Solo Leveling, that even in the most deepest despair, and when you think everything is just caving in on you, you have to have hope, you have to have grit, you have to have, you know, belief in yourself that you're able to conquer those obstacles, that you're able to overcome those obstacles, and then you're able to become something greater than you can ever imagine, right? Because never did we think, or never did Jinwoo thought that he was going to become one of the best hunters in the world, right? He was basically trying to make ends meet, trying to protect his family, his sick mother, making sure that the sister goes to a good school to become a doctor, while the dad was disappeared, right? Because he was basically you know, brought up in a way where he had to grow up really, really fast and become almost the breadwinner of the family, right? And he did it. All of the sacrifices, all of the battles, all of the suffering wasn't for nothing, and he got rewarded by it. And he knew even after that, that still wasn't enough, that he wanted to protect everyone and give everyone a second chance, that it was not just for him to feel better, but he also wanted to give every other person a second chance. The people he didn't have a chance to protect, right? To right the wrongs. So I have to say it was just an amazing story, an amazing, you know, journey of Solo Leveling. I'm so happy that I was able to finish it with you guys. And I'm so excited about the anime adaptation that's coming soon. I cannot get enough of that. So again, guys, tell me about you guys. What did you guys love about Solo Leveling? What did you guys love about this reading? Are you going to now read more Korean comics or manhwas, right? And is there going to be a story, a Korean comic that will even be just as good or better than Solo Leveling? Write your comments below. And again, guys, thank you so much again for the love, for your kind words, for just everything, for giving me the opportunity to just, be myself, and just, giving me the opportunity to read this along and just join in the fun. And you know words are not enough to give you my thanks, to give you thanks for joining me and for cheering me on, and also that we can share a common interest of comics, of Korean comics and mangas together, and hype it up as much as possible, right? So I want to thank you guys, and I want to thank again the creators. There's so many thanks to give around, right? So again, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope to see you the next time to finally watch Solo Leveling, the anime, and we're gonna compare it how it is from the manga. And every I'm very confident that this anime is gonna be a big hit, especially if for people that don't know what Solo Leveling is. The minute they see it, I know they're gonna start reading it, right? And then we're gonna have to talk about avoiding spoilers. So again, guys, thank you so much, so much. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your kind comments. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for staying in this journey of Solo Leveling. And again, let's arise to the occasion of Solo Leveling. Let's do better every single day. And again, stay awesome.